Well, what can I even say? You know what? I'm not even going to do the intro. Yeah? I ain't even doing the intro for this game. Sorry, I forgot to mention this fucking a live reaction. Yeah? Instant match reaction. Yeah? Fuck 'em, mate. Fuck 'em. Bunch of fucking morons, honestly. Oh yeah, and I'm here. Is in that room, exactly. Yeah? Or I am fucking here. Alright? And now I'm gonna actually lose my head. Because now then, no one gonna tell me how loud I can speak or what I can say. Yeah? Ain't no one gonna tell me anymore how I can speak or what I can say. Ain't no one. Ain't no one gonna be able to tell me that anymore. Alright? Enough's enough already. Enough's enough. Yeah? Simple as that. Okay? I have had enough. Alright? Prime Sam is back. I'm back now. Cool, I'm here now. Yeah, you want to bring out this side of me, Realmadrid? Cool, no worries. Well, I'm here now. Yeah? Cool. You asked for it, mate. Now you're going to fucking get it. Unbelievable, Jeff. Yeah? What a fucking embarrassment. Alright? This is the biggest fucking... Hold on. Let me get this fucking jack off, man. Let me get this fucking... shit out of my way. Yeah? Enough's enough, bro. Okay? I've had enough. No mas. No mas. No more. No fucking anymore. Alright? Enough's enough already. Alright? Enough's enough. Enough is enough. It's enough. That's 8 games. 8 games and only 2 wins. 2 wins in fucking 8 games. What is going on at Real Madrid? Like, seriously, hermano, I can literally stand here, alright, watch the wins from a mile away over there and know that no matter how much I'm driving my car to that place, yeah, to reach to my goal, guess what? I ain't gonna bloody reach it. Like, what is actually going on? This idiot, yeah? This idiot, this Rudiger guy. Bro, what are you doing? This ain't wrestling, my brother. This is not wrestling. Like, what is actually going on? Bruv, here's the thing. That guy is the most experienced defender in my club. Yeah? Most experienced. Man said chill. How about fuck off? Yeah? You and your chill. Yeah, chill what? Well, chill for what? What? Chill for these guys to not fucking let me down every single time. Now, fuck that, bro. Yeah, enough's enough already, man. Enough is enough. Unbelievable, bro. Jesus Christ. In fact, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do this now as well. Yeah? Here, I'm deleting that podcast. Yeah? This is the podcast. Yeah? This will be the podcast. Yeah? When the lads join, this will be the podcast. Yeah? I'm doing the podcast here now. Yeah? Screw these, man. Yeah, I ain't even going to bother redirecting this crap. Yeah? To another one. Yeah, I'm sending this to my boy. Yeah, to my boy now. Yeah? This is bullshit. Unbelievable. Jeff, you would have thought, yeah, you would have actually, what? What do you mean come to an, what? What's actually going on, bro? Unbelievable, man. It's like you just can't catch a break. Yeah? You cannot catch a break. There we go. Cool. Now that we've sent that, let's just focus on here. Yeah? Look, let me just say this. All right? Oh, yeah. Big fucking time. Yeah? The podcast is happening here on this stream. Yeah? Screw these, man, bro. I've had enough. Yeah? Not only Rudiger, you're the most experienced geezer. All right? You're the most experienced geezer, Rudiger, and you're pulling my man down like that. You're pulling him down like this is wrestling. Then he's sending us down to 2-1 before halftime. But we were doing so well. Then you're doing that. Then you want to decide to do that. And then, here comes the one. This fucking idiot. This fucking Vini guy. Vinicius, get out of my club. Yeah? Now you are actually fucked. Now you are actually done. Look. this fucking moron is playing against me. He's playing against me. He's playing against me. He's playing against... Bro, look, I'll tell you what he's doing. He's playing against me. He's playing against Gary. He's playing against Sensei. Yeah? He's playing against flipping all the other Madridistas in my chat. Yeah? He's playing against Kevin. He's playing against all of us. Bro, my man is literally playing against us, bro. Like, what is actually going on? Like, Vinicius, have you lost your fucking head? You can't even get past flipping Nunes now. And for those who don't know, yeah, Nunes is a flipping right back. He's a right back. You can't even... Not even a right back. What the hell am I talking about? He's a midfielder. He's not even a right back, bro. He's a midfielder. You can't even get past him. Bro, get out of my club. Unbelievable, man. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Another big game that you've lost. Another big game that you've lost. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing, man. Yeah? Jude Bellingham, you as well, bro. Get out, you as well. What the hell were you doing? The amount of times Gonzalo Garcia made so many good runs. Yeah? That I can't even begin to explain the amount of runs Jude Bellingham had. Yeah? Not Bellingham, sorry. That Gonzalo Garcia made in the box. Alright? And neither him or Vinny decided to cross the ball into the box. The second half, yeah? You man all will know exactly what I'm talking about. Bellingham decides to chip the keeper. Alright? He decides to chip the keeper. Ball goes over the bar. Guess what? Gonzalo Garcia is right here. He's completely free. Play it to him and it's just happened. You decide to chip it like a moron. Then you don't even hit the bloody target. Bro, honestly, what has happened to you? And then Vinny. Yeah. Position after position after position that Gonzalo Garcia gets into. Then what do you do? What do you do then instead, man? I'll tell you exactly what you do. Yeah? I'm just going to take it on by myself. I'm going to try and dribble 3 or 4 players. And I'm going to screw it up. That is you, Vinny. Like, I don't get it, bro. I genuinely don't understand. What more do I have to say before people start realizing that this guy has lost it? He's lost the plot, bro. He's lost the plot. Yeah? You go from a Ballon d'Or contender to this. Bro, my man has literally shown what a down performance of the Titanic is. That has literally been Vinny right now. Fucking waste, man. Honestly, you bunch of absolute waste, man. I can't believe it, man. I actually can't even believe it, bro. I can't even believe it. Yeah? Now this is embarrassing, bro. I have had enough, my guy. How many more times are we gonna sit here constantly gonna sit here and say, yeah, now you know what? You know what? Yeah? We're actually in the mud. Bro, we're finished. Yeah? Finito. Khalas. Done. Yeah? Done. Xabi, look. Bro, I'm sorry, but you have to leave. You have to go. You need to leave. Alright? This is not in a personal way for Xabi. Look, let me just make it clear. Let me just make... Will not be firing now. Cool. Well, fuck Florentino then. Yeah? And I'm going to get to Florentino in a second as well. Believe me, I'm going to get to Florentino Perez in a second. Look, I need him to go. All right? Nothing personal. All right? This is nothing personal towards Alonso. I need Alonso now to leave because bro, he's going to ruin his legacy here. He's going to ruin his legacy, bro. I don't want his legacy to get destroyed. You need to leave, my guy. 2 wins in 8 games. Bro, that's a sackable offense. 2 wins in 8 games. The wins, by the way, are against Olympiacos, which was hard work. That was hard work. Who was the next win against that we had? Who was the next win? Bilbao, who are just, useless. They're useless. Because apart from that, City, well, that was a loss. Elche, draw. Celta, loss. How do you lose to flipping Celta Vigo at home? How do you lose to them at home? Girona. Oh, well, you drew that game. You can't even beat Girona. Are you taking the piss? You can't even beat Girona. Is this where we're at now? Rayo, draw. It's like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Did he... I've had enough, bro. I just don't even know what to say anymore, bro. What? We were the better team. We dominated last part. Brother, you didn't win the fucking game. What's the point? You didn't win the game, you tit. But we were the better team, bro. Bro, just get rid of the guy, bro. Bro, get rid of him, bro. Bro, 2 wins in 8 games. Bro, sack him. Sack him. What's he even here for? Now, honestly, man, I can't believe it anymore, bro. Yeah? Big up to you, Christian. Vinny needs to leave. Brother, they all need to flip and go. Look, Vinny, Rodrigo, yeah? Ceballos, yeah? Carreras, Rudiger. All of you, man, get out of my club. Brahim Diaz, get out of my club. Get out of my club. Will is trying to hype up the performance. Bro, Will, fuck off. There's nothing to hype up, bro. We lost. Yeah? What's there to hype up, brother? We lost. We lost. Again. Oh, wait, it was just by 1 goal. Who gives a shit? We lost. We fucking lost. Again. Jesus Christ, man. It's actually annoying now at this stage. Bro. Stop. Brother. I don't even know what to say anymore. Big up King, yeah, my fucking G, bruv. The legend King. Hope you all, man. Result was bad, but performance was more inspired than usual. Y'all looked hungry tonight from the beginning. Hopefully I'll get back to default same. Bro, it don't even matter, broski. We lost. Yeah? I don't even care anymore, bro. Yeah, we're not getting the wins, bro. I couldn't give a toss. Yeah? I've had enough, bro. I have literally had enough. Yeah? And we were 10 men on the pitch, by the way. We were 10 men on the pitch. Yeah? He will not be sad. All right, Florentino, I'm going to come to you next then. Yeah? Cool. Florentino, I'm going to come to you next now as well. Yeah? Because you're done out here as well. Yeah? Cool, Florentino. Now you want to take the piss now, you as well? Cool. Well, then we'll go up to you as well. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about this guy anymore, bro. Yeah? My man thinks he can stop playing around with me like I'm some absolute fool. Yeah, you want to play around with it? Yeah, with us Madridistas like we're a bunch of fools or something. Bro, let me explain something right now. We were down to 10 men. We were down to 10 men. Vinny was playing against us. He was playing against us. We were 10 men down. I'm not even counting Vinny. What's called? Vinny on my team. I'm not even going to count that guy in anymore. I'm not even taking the piss. You can literally stand there and say, oh yeah, you know what? He wasn't really playing. No, because he wasn't. He was just playing against us, bro. Everything he touched, he screwed up. Every time one of our attackers go into a perfect position in the box, he don't decide to cross the ball in. Yeah? Get out of my club, Vinny, man. Just get out of my club. Honestly, brother, what is this, mate? Big up to you, Zia. 1 month membership. Bless up my guy every time. What a shit week for you to lose them phones you return. Bro, I've had shit weeks now for God knows how long. Yeah? And bro, do you know what? Vinny, you can start learning Arabic, bro. Because I've had enough. Yeah? You are not Real Madrid level, bro. You are not Real Madrid level, bro. You're a disgrace. Yeah, you're an absolute disgrace to my industry, bro. You're a disgrace to my club. We're playing with 10 men with you right now on the pitch, man. That's how bad it is. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable. And now, we get to Florentino. You refuse to sack him. You refuse to sack Alonso when this is 2 wins in 8 games. You don't want to sack him. Then you're letting Tony Cruz, retired, bless up to him, but you don't want to replace him. You don't even bother replacing Tony Cruz, and this is what you do, You wanna you wanna sit there and have what's it called? You wanna sit there and flipping rely on Kylian Mbappe. You wanna buy your marketing players, Florentino, you have lost your plot. You've lost your head. This is not the Florentino Perez that I grew up on. This is not the Florentino that I used, bro, that I was waking up to, bro. Is this the Florentino that I was growing up with? Fuck no! Bro, this flipping Perez guy has lost his head. This ain't Florentino, my brother. What is this now? Number one, you've destroyed the atmosphere at my club, all right? Isn't that... What? Read the quotes. What? What quotes? I think today proved a lot. I want to stay here, but I don't know about the unprecedented circumstance. Let me read this line. Let me just read this line. I think today proved a lot. Yeah, it did, mate. You're shit. You're crap. That's what it proved. It proved that you cannot stay here. Exactly. Shut up. Exactly, man. How about zip your mouth? Today proved, it proved how crap you are. I want to stay here, but I don't know about the unprecedented circumstances. Bro, guess what? I flipping hope that you do not get that money paid. Do not pay him that 30 million euros a year. Don't even bother paying him that. What proved today is that you've shown everyone that you're not good enough, bro. You've shown everyone that you're not good enough. Unbelievable, man. What new one? In my opinion, it's what? In my opinion, it's not a penalty. What? In my opinion, it's not a penalty. It changed the game. You cannot make this type of decision as a ref and get it wrong. But I'm proud of how we responded. Bro, are you... Bro, is this... Bro... Has this... Bro, have you been drinking after the game? That was not a penalty. Bro, are you dumb? He's literally grabbed the whole of Holland like it's wrestling. Wait, who said this? Was this Vinny that said this, or was this Alonso? Who was this? Who said this? Who said this? Who said this quote? Who said this in the press conference? I want to know who said this. Who said this? Was this Alonso or was this Vinny? Who the hell said this? Or was this someone else? Who the hell said this? Because if this was Alonso that said this, then I'm worried. Was it actually... Did he actually say that? All right. So not only are you shit, not only have you been a shit coach for me, man. Now you want to behave like you're deluded. Are you actually, bro? Are you actually tapped? Bro, were you drinking tequila or something before the game? Now I'm being serious now. I'm actually being serious, bro. Have you been drinking before the game? You cannot give that as a pen. Motherfucker, he's literally grabbing hold of it and pulling him down like he's wrestling. Now listen, I don't want to sit here defend City, bro. I can't stand Man City. Actually, I can't stand is a bit too much. But look, I'm not really the biggest fan of City, all right? But with all due respect, if that was me that this happened to, my brother, respectfully, I'd be going in. I'd be going in on... Here we're coaching him against Alabes. Cool. Florentino, Cool. Florentino, you want to do this, yeah? Cool. Cool. No problem. Florentino, dimisión. Yeah? Just like the Ultra Sur says. Florentino, dimisión. Yeah? Leave my club. Florentino, you've lost your head. 2 wins in 8 games. You want to keep him. So what are you going to do if he loses against Alaves? Then what? What are you going to do then? And then when we're 7 points behind Barca, what the hell are you going to do then? What, are you going to keep him again? You're going to keep him as well? Man actually sat there on the press conference and said you cannot give that as a pin. But if that was us that had that challenge now, bro, you would be screaming and shouting on the flipping press conference, begging, yeah, to understand why the referee would not give that as a pen if they hadn't given it to us. What the hell? You're standing there telling everyone that was not a pen. How about you explain me why you even took Gonzalo Garcia off the pitch? Why did you take Gonzalo Garcia off the pitch? You take Gonzalo off that made how many good runs possible, but then what do? You take him off, but you allow Vinny to stay. You take him off, but you allow Bellingham to stay. Honestly, man. Yeah, man's going to sit there and blame the ref. Bro, the referee had nothing to do with how we lost this game, bro. He had nothing to do with how we lost this game. Says what? The Bernabeu is a place you want to play, and look at this. It's beautiful. Big up to Haaland, bro. Come over here, bro. Yeah? I'll gladly bin off my attack for you, bro. Gladly. Yeah? Big up to Haaland. Proper striker. Yeah? Proper fucking striker right there. Yeah, proper striker. And unlike Gonzalo, he gets actually service. Gonzalo got no service, by the way. He got no service whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing. But you take him off and you allow Vinny to stay on the pitch. And this is why I want this manager gone, bro, because he clearly... Bro, look at this guy. Look. I don't blame the players for anything to... Oh my God, this guy is an absolute moron. Look at this guy, bro. Look at this guy. Man says I don't blame the players. So who the hell are you gonna blame? What, the ref? Are you genuinely? Honestly, this absolute moron. My brother. How many chances did these players not miss tonight, bro? You're not going to blame us. Who the hell are you going to blame then? But who the hell are you going to blame? What the hell? I can't even believe this shit. Man says I don't even blame my players. So who the hell are you blaming then, bro? Who the hell are you blaming? Bro, does this guy not realize that we are flipping... Actually, I am lost, bro. I am lost for words with this manager, bro. And this is what I'm saying, bro. He's not helping himself. He's not helping himself. Bro, if you ain't blaming them, well, who the hell else are you going to blame? Are you genuinely telling me that you're sitting there not blaming the ref? Bro, the ref had nothing to do with why we lost this game, my brother. Yeah, cool, he made some bad decisions, but they're going to do this every game. But guess what, my brother? That was a pen. I hate to talk like this because it was given against my team, but that was a pen. He pulled him down. It was literally a pen. So, bro, who else? Bro, so who the hell are you going to blame then, bro? Because you can't blame the ref. You can't blame him. What did he do? Hey, he gave a stonewall clear pen. It's like, brother, what? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You're actually a prick that's seeking attention. Bruv, why the fuck are you here then, mate, if you don't, yeah, if you think that? I'm seeking for attention. My brother, I'm literally here pissed off. You're coming here telling me, I'm looking for attention. How about fuck yourself? How about that? Yeah? In fact, you know what? Yeah, you want to talk nonsense? Yeah, no worries. Here, cool. Yeah, you want to talk nonsense to me? Yeah, no problem, brother. Yeah, no problem. Where is this guy? Yeah, this fucking moron. Where is he? Yeah, cool. You want to talk? No problem. You want to talk to me like that? Yeah, cool. No worries, mate. Yeah, there you go. Timed out. Yeah, timed out. Hold that. Yeah, hold that. Yeah, hold that time, you bellend. Yeah, come back to me. Yeah, come back to me tomorrow. Yeah, talk like that again. What a flipping moron. Oh, you're seeking for attention, bro. Why the hell are you here then if you don't like what I'm saying? What the hell? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff. So, bro, do you know what it is, mate? Bro, I'm just to death of these men coming in here. Yeah, just coming in here chatting shit every single day. So, my brother, if you don't like it, bro, don't watch it. That's simple, innit? Jesus Christ. Yeah, hold that time out, you fraud. Hold that time out. Unbelievable, Jeff. So, bro, I just can't. I can't even get my head around this anymore, bro. It's like, look, what more can I? What more is there for me to say? Like, what more can I actually say? Yeah, we're crap. We're awful. We are absolutely awful. And you can't even beat this crap Man City side. I can't believe it, bro. I genuinely can't believe this, bro. What has happened to my football club? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. What has actually happened to my football club? Andre Stein, what the hell is that guy now said? I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe this. Yeah, this is an embarrassment. What a joke. Yeah, what a joke. I genuinely don't understand, but what the hell has happened to my club? I don't get it, brother. Yeah, this is an absolute embarrassment. Think someone is playing Miss Carlo. Bro, I don't care if they miss Carlo or not. Yeah, they don't even deserve to be here. Yeah, they don't even deserve to be here, my brother. Yeah, that's the issue. What the hell is going on? Wait, has he not got the link? God damn it. Hold on. Let me send him the link. Yeah, this is bullshit. I genuinely don't get it. I don't understand, bro. Is that, bro, what has actually happened to my club, brother? I don't get it. What has actually happened to Real Madrid? What has actually happened to Real Madrid, bro? I don't understand. See, that's a champ. That's fair. Bro, I don't give a toss if he did or not, bro. You can't even do that. You can't perform like this, bro. Yeah, this is not even acceptable. Latest quote. What's the latest quote? Spaz trick, it will pass. Everything pass. All right. Stop putting these quotes in. Yeah. Yeah. Don't even put these quotes in. Listen. Look, Zia, I'm fucking serious. Don't even put these quotes in my chat anymore. All right? I just get angry reading these quotes, but don't even put them in my chat. Yeah, screw this guy. Screw him, bro. Big up Edward, bro. I ain't seen you here for time, bro. Hope you will, man. Yeah, don't even bother putting these quotes in anymore. Yeah, he's lost the plot. Yeah, he's lost the plot, bro. He's lost the plot. Yeah, he's lost the plot. And it's an embarrassment. Look at this guy. Look, you're shouting for a change. Nothing you say will change, bro. How about suck your mum? How about that? Oh, you're seeking for attention. Yet you're coming in here watching me every single day. Yeah? Don't think I don't. Bro, I see you in my chat bro, I see you here all the time. Oh, you're seeking for attention. Bro, why the hell are you in my chat then, bro? Why are you even here? Yeah? In fact, thank you very much, man, because you're just giving me money. Thank you very much. Yeah? You're just giving me money, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah? And when you get banned, bro, hit the unsubscribe button, because you're probably gonna still subscribe to me, yeah? Because you're that thick. Moron. What a moron, bro. Yeah, you gotta love these people, man. Yeah? You gotta love these idiots. I can't lie. Honestly, man. Nah, VJ, screw him, bro. Yeah? Man's gonna sit here talking absolute nonsense to my face like he is something big. What the hell? What a flipping moron, honestly. I don't understand, bro. What has happened to my club? It's like, do you know what it is? Look, here's another issue that I have with him, bro. He subs, all right? Man says more quotes, bruv. Man says more quotes, bro. Don't even put these quotes in my chat. Don't even put these quotes in my chat anymore, bro. All right? Because I genuinely just get angry by reading them. This guy is, I think, one of the worst people, yeah, that I've ever seen manage my club when it comes to talking in a press conference. The way he talks in his press conference, man, is, bro, I lose brain cells hearing these quotes, bro. Honestly. What is wrong with this guy? Honestly. Big up Dandu. Big up to you. Big up to you, mate. And bro, look, here's another thing that I don't understand with this guy, by the way. All right? Let's just put this up to the test. Or let's just make this clear, by the way. Look, can someone please tell me, yeah? Can someone please explain to me how every time he's making me what is it? Every single time, by the way, he's making a sub. What is this guy doing? Bro, he's putting in the wrong sub. You're subbing out the wrong player, by the way. And then he subs in the wrong player even sometimes as well. Why is Brian Diaz coming on? Why is he even coming on the pitch? You're taking him on. What are you bringing him on for, man? What's he gonna do? Exactly, but here's the thing. He takes him off and puts Arda on. Bro, you know that he's not gonna play in that midfield well with Bellandir. So why are you putting him on? And why did you even take Gonzalo off? By the way, what did he do wrong? What the hell did Gonzalo Garcia do? Man says read the quote, bruv. No, I'm not reading those quotes anymore, bro. Yeah, I'm already pissed off as it is, bro. I just get even more angry. I've got even more, bro. Listen, if you want me to read these quotes again, bro, get me up to 80 likes, yeah, and then we can start having a talk. Yeah, about me reading some more quotes. Yeah, this is bullshit, man. But here's the thing. He takes Gonzalo off. I don't know why you take him off. Why do you even take him off? Yeah, that is the one question I want to ask him. Then what do? You put Arda Güler on. Bro, why are you putting my man on? You know he's not going to do anything. You know he's not going to do anything, yet you're putting him on the bench. On the pitch, sorry. When Bellingham is there. Bro, you know he's not going to play well with him. You know that. Yeah? We've all seen it, by the way. All of us have seen it. All of us can see. They're not going to play well. Don't put him there. But you still proceed to put him there. You still proceed to put him there. It's like, bro, I don't understand, bro. I don't get it, bro. I don't understand. And then you're taking on who did he take on? Endrick. Fair enough. But then what do? You take Asensio off. What the hell do you take Asensio? Bro, why is Vinny allowed to stay on that pitch? Like, has he made a secret affair with you that you cannot like take him off now? After what happened in El Clasico? Is that where we're at now? And this is why I can't defend this guy anymore, bro. Because he's not helping himself, bro. He's not helping himself. He's not helping himself. And this is my issue. Do you get me? I just don't get it anymore, bro. I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand. Yeah, they've ruined my club, bro. And then we get to Florentino. Yeah? Then we get to Florentino. Bro, you have ruined my club. You have ruined this team, bro. You have absolutely ruined my team. You've brought these men on. Yeah, God knows why you've brought them on, by the way. God knows why. And you've brought a bunch of players on that are just marketing. They're not even fitting well as a team. Man, everyone keeps saying read the quote. This game and the LG game was the best performance of the season. The result. Man said the Elche game. Why did I even press on this quote? Why did I even press on this quote? Why did I even do that? Honestly, I'm losing brain cells. I'm losing, bro. I am. That's what I'm saying, Sensei, bro. Like, I am genuinely losing. I'm losing brain cells listening to this guy talk. Bro, just stop talking. How about that? Stop talking, bro. Please, just stop talking to me. Yeah? Stop talking in the press conference, but just stop. You're not helping yourself, bro. You're not even helping yourself. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Man says the LG, bro. And this is what I'm saying, bro. This is why I can't even defend this guy. Now he's coming out here telling me this performance with the LGM was the best of the season. Bro, we lost and drew these games, bro. What are you waffling to me about? Oh, the LG game was bad. Bro, were you watching the game, bro? We should have lost that game, bro. The guy was lucky to even get a point out of that game. Now he wants to come in and tell me that performance was a good performance. I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say anymore, bro. Like, what more can I even do anymore, bro? So, bro, every day I come in here, I try, bro, I want to be positive, but this is what these guys do. Yeah, this is what these guys do, bro. Yeah, I've had enough. I genuinely don't understand. Where is Savi? Where is my man? Where is he? Yeah, the podcast's gonna start soon. Unbelievable, bro. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, what more can I actually say? Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable, honestly. We've lost everything. It's part of the process, bro. Yeah, bro, do you know what? The day might, bro. Touch that. Are you just making these quotes up, by the way, or are these actually real? Let me see if this guy's actually said this. Yeah, let me just see. Yeah, let me just check. Yeah, just so I make sure that you guys are not trying to rate bait me. Let me see. Well, I can't find this one. I can't even find this one, bro. UEFA whips. Like the bad streak, the injuries, bro. Yeah, you've lost. Yeah, you've lost it, bro. You've lost it. you've lost it. Absolutely lost it. Him and these stupid decor, bro. This guy is just an Arteta, bro. He is literally another version of Arteta in the press conference. That is what this guy is. Spoke to Pep. He said that we are the best team they've played this season. Best team they've played this season. Oh, of course he did, bro. Of course he did, because he wants to give you one. Yeah, because he wants to give you some credit, bro. I think everyone could see the football we played today at times. It's part of the. All right, mate. Process this and process that, bro. You don't, bro. The fact that this happened, bro, you deserve to get knocked, bro. In fact, you know what? But the fact that you keep saying these stuff, man, you deserve to get sacked just for that alone, bro. Just for that alone. Exactly, bro. He's a troll, and this is the thing, bro. This is why I don't take what these guys say seriously, bro. Because if you take what these guys say seriously, bro, this is what happens. Yeah, this is what happens. It's actually crazy, bro. It's actually insane. It's insane. I just don't understand it, bro. I genuinely don't understand. Would never get along. No, because you know what? Do you know why, Rhea? Because this guy clearly don't understand. He clearly don't understand anything. Big up Jolien. Important goal. Bro, Jolien, he's lost the plot. The guy has lost the plot, bro. What's this quote now? Rodrigo's huge hug makes me very happy for him. He's been a player, a game changer, an important goal. One of the important goal. You fucker. We lost the game. What are you? I can literally pull my hair. Jolien, if you want to join, bro, yeah, I'll gladly send you. Yeah? Joe, I'll send you the link, bro. I don't give a shit. Yeah? Fuck him, man. Honestly. Yeah, this guy's he's really taking the piss with me, bro. Yeah, he is really starting to test my nerves now. Yeah? Popping up from the media. Bro, I don't give a shit if this guy thinks he's the queen or the king of Spain, brother. Yeah, you don't talk like this in front of the media if you're a Real Madrid manager. What the hell? This guy's an absolute disgrace. Important goal. Bro, we lost the game. What are you waffling about? Oh, it was an important game. It was an important game. Oh, but it was an important goal. What important goal, brother? Lost. We lost. Like, I don't understand it anymore, bro. Vinny's a clown. Bro, the guy's a scumbag, man. And let me make something clear, by the way, all right? The club better not give him that 30 million. The club better not give him that 30 million. By the way, I'm making it serious now. I'm being serious. You better not give him that 30 million, bro. I'm telling you, you give him that 30 million, yeah, then I'm completely done with the whole board. The whole board, I'm done with them. Honestly. Getting booed, that's normal. That's nothing new. They also applauded us in other moments. We understand it and we accept it. Bro, anyone that applauded these, man, look, any single fan that applauds these guys in the stadium, yeah? Bro, Real Talk, don't even enter that stadium, yeah? You guys are idiots. Applauding these guys when they're performing like this. Yeah, whoever applauds them, bro. In fact, I know who they are, yeah? But if I say what I want to say, people are going to start crying. Yeah, we all know who it is, man. We all know who's sitting there clapping these players off no matter what. Morons. Quotes. Yeah, do you know why? Because he makes me lose brain cells. New quote. What's the new quote now? People want me to say that's football. Last week we won a tough away game of 3-0. I didn't hear any of that. I didn't hear any of that then. Bruv. I've been consistent no matter what, bro. Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. We've been great in the UCL this season. Bro, we've been great in the UCL. Well, my guy, But what happens when you follow the Arsenal model? You know what? Jolien. In fact, yeah, you know what? I'll send you the link right now. Yeah? Screw this, man. Joe, how about this, bro? Joe, send me, bro, just put your email, put your email address in here, bro, yeah? And I'll send you, yeah? And I'll send you the link. Yeah? Fuck this guy, man. Yeah, he thinks he is something smart. Yeah, he thinks he's slick, this guy. Yeah? What an absolute moron. What a moron, honestly. What a moron. Yeah, Joe, just put your email in the chat, yeah, and I'll send you the link, bro. Yeah, like I said, I've got the email up, bro. Yeah, it's up already. What's that for? He has a good game plan, bro. Here's the thing. Look, Rolik. I was happy with partly happy with the lineup they put. I didn't agree with anything, but that is it. What I can't accept is how he's making some stupid decisions that just don't make any sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're taking Gonzalo Garcia off when he was doing well. He's not getting any stuff. You're refusing to take Vinny off. Vinny stays for the whole 90 minutes, which he should have never, ever been, by the way. All right? Guys, please stop putting these quotes in so I can remain calm. Please, I want to speak to you guys in a calm way. I don't want to have to talk like this, bro. Yeah, but look, here's the thing. Rolik, when he does these type of stuff, all right, I can't defend him anymore. I can't. That's the thing, bro. He's not helping himself. I am not sitting here saying that, yeah. I am not sitting there and saying that these players are not going to get any blame. No, they deserve every single blame themselves, mate. Yeah, I'm not even lying. Yeah, because they're all a disgrace. But what I can't accept is for this manager to keep making stupid mistakes, bro. That is what I just can't accept. What's the next thing now? I'm sure the team will be serious against Alaves as they were tonight. That's the goal, to be consistent against every rival. Bro, you're going to talk like this, yeah? But then when we lose to them, yeah, what's your response going to be then? Imagine if we lose that game as well. Jesus Christ. Of course, when you lose to a rival, it's disheartening. Bro, they're not our rivals, bro. They've won one UCO. Yeah, we've got 15. What are you talking about? By the way, we stick together as a Did he genuinely just say that? Did he actually say family now? Did he? This fucking guy. This fucker. Now we're a family. What an absolute pleb. What an absolute joke. What a joke. You've got 10 minutes, Joe. Alright, big. Alright, cool. Say less, mate. Yeah? Fuck this guy, man. Yeah, he thinks he's something. Yeah, he thinks he's slick, this guy. Yeah, he thinks he's smart. Bro, touchline. You know what? As much as I don't like this, yeah, big up to you, mate, for putting in these quotes. I swear he did say that. Cool. Listen, big up to you, yeah? And big up, yeah? Do you know what? I'm actually very glad. Everyone that's putting in these quotes, big up to you. Yeah, because it just shows me what kind of a type this guy is, mate. Yeah, you want to come out there and talk like this, mate? Yeah, nah, cool. Say less, bro. Yeah, say less. Say less. Yeah, say less. What an absolute moron. What a moron. Yeah? What a moron, honestly. He's really trying to get on my nerves, man. Like, it's Hold on, let me just send this link to Joe. Let me just send this link to Joe quickly. What's going? Bruv, what is actually going on? Hold on, let me just send this. Let me just send this link quickly to Jolien. Yeah, this is embarrassing, man. I can't believe I have to listen to this guy, yeah, talk like this in front of me, like I'm some sort of a moron. Honestly, I can't believe it, brother. Yeah, and the fact that these ultras are turning on him as well. Yeah, when this guy is even Spanish. Yeah, that tells you all you need to know about this guy. It tells you all you need to know. Yeah. All right, Joe. I've sent the link, bro. Yeah, check your email. Yeah, I've sent the link to you, mate. Yeah, I've sent the link. Big up, mate. Big up. What a moron. Rate Rudiger from 1 to 10. -1. -1. Family. Bro. What? Oh, Joe, it says that what? It says that this mail couldn't be found. What the hell? Look at that. Now they don't even want my man to come in here and actually talk facts, yeah? Send Joe in the... Bro, I'm trying to, bro. Yeah, I don't get why the fuck... Bro, why the fuck would he not accept me this shit? What the hell? Look at this now. Now these guys are trying to really piss me off now again. Look. Look at this. Look at this, look. What do you mean the mail couldn't be found, you pleb? There we go. Yeah, now, let's do this again. There we go. There we go. Yeah, screw this, man. Yeah, we're going to have someone with proper standards coming out telling him as it is. Yeah, Joe, check now if you received it now, mate. Yeah, you should be receiving it now. This one should be going through. It should be going through now. What an absolute moron. Sevilla, yeah? Alright, cool. Say less, mate. Say less. Then we'll try that instead. Big up, mate. Big up, mate. Cool. Let's try that. Alright. Alright, this one should be working. Yeah? Screw this, man. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be real. Bless up to everyone who's putting in these quotes in. Big up. Hey, listen, Joe, I've sent the link, bro, yeah? Go and check it out. Yeah? Man's actually a clown, bro. Man's actually a clown, honestly. And the guy's a scumbag, bro. What a moron, honestly. What's this now? Real Madrid senior sources are not expressing any concerns after tonight's defeat. Bruv, then you seniors get the fuck out of my club as well. What the hell? You're not expressing any concerns. Bruv, we've won 2 games in 8. We've had 8 games, we won 2. You're not concerned. Fuck off, man. Eh, hijo de putas. Joe, my bro, bless up, G. Every time, man. Every time, yeah? I think it's the first time I've ever spoken to you, mate. What were we saying, G?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. I can hear you, man. Go ahead, brother. Bro, this guy is literally the Arteta of Real Madrid. The only difference is, mate, this guy hopefully won't be here for long, bro. Yeah, because he's really pissing me off with the way he's talking.
I think he will be at your team for quite some time yet. And let me tell you why. What I'm seeing right now at your club is a perfect representation of what's happening at my club. I feel as though Florentino Perez and the fans, the majority, are starting to lose control. And I feel as though they're starting to fall by the wayside. What you're seeing at your club perfectly represents what's happening at Arsenal Football Club. Let me tell you why. When you have players like Vinicius Jr., for me, is an utter scrub that has some decent technical ability playing for your team and starting, that's a problem. When I see Jude Bellingham playing for your club, who's chasing his first touch, I see that as a massive issue. These players would not be playing for Real Madrid 5 to 10 years ago, yet they are starters for your team right now. And this is a slow decline of what you're seeing at your once great club. And I'm saying once great club in a way that I say that Arsenal was a once great club, but no longer is. I'm starting to see, and the main thing for me, and the main issue that I see, or one of the main issues that I see with your club right now, is your PR. I'm studying your Twitter feeds and how you're acting on Instagram, and I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a club now that is tweeting every other minute, talking about utter irrelevant things that mean nothing. And this is what's happening with Arsenal and what has happened to Arsenal over many, many years. Chelsea are also falling by the wayside. Manchester United are finished. Man City are trying to withhold the standards, but I'm also watching their PR machine in full play. And that's happening also at Real Madrid. I'll say this, yeah, because I've got like literally 10 minutes. Real Madrid, for me, are the greatest football institution I've ever seen. They are a massive powerhouse of football. They are a beautiful club. And the fans have tried to withhold the standards. If I'm not mistaken, the fans have a majority share in the club. Yeah. Slowly, these things are being chipped away. slowly you're seeing power being taken away from the fans. And
Joe,
put in the
Joe,
hands of
Joe, do you
players.
want to know something funny, bro? Do you want to
Go
know
on.
something actually funny? Look, I have a very good friend. Yeah, he's a Madridista. He goes to almost every single home game. Yeah, and when he can, he goes to some of the away games, bro. A lot of the local Madridistas that I know have started to turn on Florentino, and the reason why is this: they're angry. Big up, sorry. They're angry that
Yeah.
What's going
what
on,
is
guys?
it? They're actually angry that Florentino has prioritized a lot of tourists, destroyed the atmosphere, and the fact that we have got the fact that Tony Cruz, he retired. Like, big up to him. Do you get me? Like, amazing player. Enjoy your retirement. Yeah, the age caught up to him. Big up to him. But here's the thing, Joe. What I and a lot of Madrid fans have an issue with now is how you're prioritizing marketing players that we don't need, ahead of players that would actually be benefiting for our club.
Absolutely.
Now, and I know, look, here's the thing. Like, I know Madrid fans, they can proper kick off when he doesn't start doing this. And here's the thing. Florentino's coming to the end. He's coming to the end now. He doesn't have much long left. After this, I think it's 2 to 3 more years. Then he's gone. Then he's leaving. Like, I thank him for the trophies that I have seen. Like I said, I've seen 6 UCLs. I've seen my club win 7 league titles. Do you get me? Like, I will always be grateful for that. Always. But what I cannot accept anymore is how you're consistently making stupid stuff in the transfer market when we can clearly see that we need some extra players, we need some more bodies, or when we can clearly see that there is a player that shouldn't be here, still gets to be here for quite some more time before he gets shipped out. That is not something I can just accept. What I can't accept either is how you've completely destroyed the atmosphere at the ground, all right? And you have prioritized tourists over die-hard local Madridistas, which I just clearly don't get why you have just taken the soul life of them. And the way he's running the club, bro, this guy, Savi here, who's here, big up Savi, he literally explained everything perfect. He has made this club into a dictatorship. That his soldiers don't even get that much say anymore, bro. And I don't agree with what he's done now. Do you get me? So it's like, thank you. But when this ends, bro, you need to step aside. Because this is
great.
too much now.
That's great that you say that, and that is case in point to the fact that you want to withhold the high standards of your club.
Bro, there's so many local that have had enough, bro. There's so many of them that are like, bro, what is actually going on? Because this is not the Florentino I used to see. This is not the Florentino I used to see.
You know something? When the camera cut to him, I think it was just before half time when you were losing 2-1 to Man City. Yeah. It looked like he was falling asleep. The guy looks as though he's on his deathbed, with all due respect. He looks knackered. He looks haggard. He looks tired. He looks cansado, tío mío. He looks as though he's done and he needs to get out of the club. Now, you mentioned the fact that that you've seen 7 Champions Leagues under him. How many have you seen?
Six UCLs and 7 league titles.
Listen, that's 6 more than my fucking dusty club are going to win. Yeah, in ever. Yeah. That's 6 more than we're ever going to win. Yet you still are saying that the end is nigh and it's time for him, and that is what I love to see. The standards being withheld when it comes to saying, "Listen, this is what it is."
Florentino has 7 for the record. He's got 7. So.
Yeah, 7. But there you go. So that proves my point even more. He has 1 more than 6, which is 7, and we are still seeing this club slowly falling by the wayside. And Sam, you said that you said, thanks to the memories, goodbye. Football is what are you doing for me now? It's not what you did for me, it's what you're doing for me now. And this is what I'm saying to you. And this is what I'm saying. If I see your great club fall to the standards of my dusty, finished institution of a North London club, Arsenal, if I see you guys fall like we have fallen, then football as an entity is finished. You are the bastions. You are the last bastions of what standards are. Go on, Sam.
Actually, what it is, Jolien, luckily, this club is owned by its fans. And I know, bro, factually,
for now.
More local Madrid. Yeah, for now. But here's the thing. Luckily, more and more local Madrid fans are starting to really like lose their shit now more and more.
Yeah, of course. Listen, do you guys speak Spanish?
I'm
Yes.
learning still. I'm trying to learn. He can
Yes,
speak
I
Spanish.
speak
He can speak Spanish.
Who's this guy here? What's your name?
That's
Sorry,
Savi. It's Savi.
Sabi. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you, Sabi. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to be on stream with you. One of my friends called me up. He's a Madrid fan. Called me up. Obviously, he's speaking in Spanish to me, and this is what he said to me. He said, "El ambiente aquí en el estado, tío, es no como antes. Ya está completamente jodido porque hay un montón de turistas de Japón, de South Korea, tío, que están buscando sillas y no se puede coger una silla porque la madridista no se puede coger ni una silla, ni un asiento en el estadio porque hay un montón de turistas, de gente que no son de aquí." Basically, he was saying to me that the ambience of the stadium is going down, that he couldn't even take his seat because there were tourists sitting there. Nothing against tourists, by the way. Nothing against fans that are living abroad that want to go and take their seats and go and pay for a ticket. But what you're seeing now is this. You're seeing the perforation and the destruction of football in real time, because you have tourists that are coming in with like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or euros, whatever it has to be in that currency, in chosen country, going in there, going into the club store, spending 2,000 in the club store, and spending a shit ton of inflation to take
Julian, I
seats
have a
away
problem
from
with
the
them, by the
fans.
way, Julian. I have a problem with them. Do you know why? Look, I'm a tourist myself, but I don't live in Madrid, unfortunately. I love that city to base. I would do anything to live there for the rest of my life. But bro, with all due respect, if you're a tourist, yeah, and number one, if you're not a Madridista, unless the away team is playing you support them, then fair enough. Then I get why. But bro, if you're not a Madridista, Julian, respectfully, I don't want you in that stadium, bro. What the fuck are you going in if you're not even a Madridista? That's number one. Number two, bro, majority of the so-called what's called Moldura, sorry, bro, majority of the seats in that stadium, bro, should be towards local Madridistas, bro, die hard Madridista. And if you're a tourist, bro, and you enter that stadium, bro, with all due respect, all right, you better fucking sing, create an atmosphere, and you better slag these players off and that manager if they don't perform well. I'm saying, what was it, Celta Vigo? Yeah, big up to everyone that was booing, but I'm seeing some of the tourists still clapping them off. Bro, what the fuck are you clapping for? But we lost to them 2-0 at home. You're clapping for what?
I
Do
mean,
you get me? And it's pissing me off, bro. I remember, what was it? We beat Schalke. Savi, you remember, yeah? It was, what was it? Huntelaar scored 2 or 3 goals in that game. We got out of there just about. Yeah, the fans were all booing, white handkerchiefs coming out. Big up. Now, big up to the ones that were booing in the Celta Vigo game. But I'm seeing some of these lot, yeah, mainly these tourists sitting there, clapping them off. Bro, what are you clapping for? We lost. Do you get me, bro? Yeah, I've had enough of these people. These people have destroyed my club, bro.
Just to comment on that, I think there's a few things going on. So first and foremost, obviously, Florentino Perez this is probably it for him in terms of his last term, right?
Yeah.
So for someone like Florentino, who's been on the job, keep this in mind, for over 17 years now since his return. He came back in 2008. Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, 2009. He came back. So for him, a guy who's in his 80s now, is looking at not necessarily individual seasons or accolades, because he's got all of that in his bag. He's looking at legacy, and for him, competing with Alfredo Di Stefano, who is arguably our greatest president ever because of things he was able to accomplish both on and off the pitch, and as our president, I think Florentino has his eye on that prize more so than a Champions League on any individual season, right? He has 7 of those. So, what's another Champions League to Florentino at this point, right? It's kind of one of those, what else does he have left to achieve? And he has his eye on that Super League, and he's been very vocal about it. It's still in motion. I know a lot of people haven't really been paying attention, but it's still moving within the courts in Europe right now as we speak. There are counter lawsuits going on right now with UEFA that are being won in courts. So stay tuned there. With that being said, though, there's been a lot of criticism around Florentino's now advertising all these concerts. We're hosting NFL games. We're going to host an NBA game. The economic part of our club is, and this is where it's different than Arsenal, we're on a whole different level economically than Arsenal. Like it's night and day, right? The economics here are a lot different. But where you can be critical is it seems like the economics of the overall Real Madrid, which includes the basketball team, the women's team, the men's first team, seem to matter more than the sporting success of the team. And as fans of the first team, we're obviously going to be frustrated as a result of that. But for someone like Florentino, he's looking at, hey, we were the first club to, make $1 billion in revenue, and we're going to be the first club to break 2 billion in revenue if we keep on this pace. That's what his eye is on now. He's got the 3-peat. He's got the 7 Champions Leagues. If we win a Champions League, of course, that's great. But for him, what makes him more money? Selling Mbappe kits, getting higher deals from Adidas, right? We have the highest deal on Adidas already. We're going to renegotiate in like 2 years from now to get an even higher contract. Because if you don't think we're going to do that, every time Barcelona renews and gets a higher contract, which they just got from Nike, right? The highest out there, we're going to go back and negotiate. We have the Louis Vuitton deal. We have the the deal with BMW, who sponsors our club's cars. So they've gotten this thing to such a big place commercially where the men's first team may have in the past been more tied to the growth of this club economically. I think it's actually less important of our sporting success in the first team and actually making more money. Where this club's just making more and more money. Where you can be critical though is you still can't forget about the first team though, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, right? Like if the men's first team isn't competing for Champions Leagues, why do we care about Real Madrid, right? I mean, the women's team is great. The men's basketball team is great. But at the end of the day, what makes this the thing is the first team and with the men's football. And you cannot, especially when you consider how competitive teams are in the Premier League, how much money they're spending in the Premier League, how much they're going after it. They're hiring the best managers. They're building the best facilities. They're showing you intent to continue to try to get sporting success. We can't take our eye off the prize, right? We can't take our foot off the gas as an institution, even if we're making all this money. And that's the thing, right? Is like, yes, we are making more and more money, and we are projected to make more and more money. So it's not a matter of can we afford players, right? It's not like Madrid is going broke or economically we can't do these things. It's just that they're concerned about a lot more. And as a result, I think we can say you should probably go back and think about what the sporting plan looks like of this team, because that's why everybody tunes in. That's why we have a theme park in Dubai, right? A Real Madrid theme park in Dubai. We don't have that because, the men's basketball team or because of some foosball team that Real Madrid or E team that we have. No, we have that because the men's first team, right? Because who wears those jerseys in the Champions League? So that's kind of where I'll jump into this. I don't know what you guys were talking about before that, but from my standpoint, it does seem like they're more focused on economic endeavors versus sporting endeavors right now.
And
I mean, we were outside of the
huge,
Bernabeu for a month. What was that bullshit?
And
We couldn't play at our own
I have
stadium
a
for a month because of
huge
the
issue with
NFL?
that, bro. Yeah, but Salvi, I have a huge issue with it because respectfully, Salvi, all right, cool. Make your money. I'm not even saying don't make money. But, bro, you can't take away this sporting success, bro. What the hell? Like, bro, Real Madrid is literally known for winning. If we don't win, bro.
But Sam, the saddest part about it is they're not wrong, because the perfect example of that is Manchester United, who's still the club that makes the most money in England, and they haven't been good in a decade. And that's the proof in the pudding that sporting success to us diehards, yes, it matters, right? We want the team to win. But they're justified. And Manchester United is the perfect example of that. They haven't won jack squat in a decade, right? They haven't won anything. And they're still right there, the second or the third most valuable sporting club. And that's the part.
Yeah, but their fans don't really give a shit. Because I know, but the true Manchester United fans don't give a shit because they're not winning stuff. Do you get me?
I agree. And those of us who are true Madridistas, we're gonna give a shit too.
And with all due respect, Salvi, and Salvi, with all due respect, bro, I paid 1.5. Jolene, I don't even know if you know this, bro. Yeah, but I went to Real Madrid Espanyol this season, bro. I paid over I paid $1.5 grand for that, bro. Included everything, man. Everything together. It cost me, bro. And it's the thing, bro. We're not spending our money for you to do some.
I'm going
sick
in the spring.
TV
I
deals.
know. I'm going in the spring.
With all due respect, yeah, exactly, bro. I'm not, bro. You're not getting paid for that, bro. You're getting paid to give us success. All right, win stuff, and if you want to make money on the side, bro, do whatever the fuck you want to do on the side. Man. I don't give a shit.
Sam,
as long as I don't stop my sporting success thing.
We also got to be critical of the current roster.
Before you go, before you do, Jolien, how much long do you have left, bro? Yeah, because I know you're on short time.
I've got about 5 minutes. Sorry, the American gentleman here. Sorry, how do you pronounce your name?
You can say Savi. That's fine.
Sabi. Nice to meet you. You do speak a lot of facts, and you speak about the economics of football, and you are completely right when it comes to what's happening with, I'm going to keep saying it, your once great team, because I can really see you guys falling by the wayside. The economics of football have changed, and I feel as though many European teams not based in the UK, obviously after Brexit, we are no longer part of the European Union. But I will say this, there is definitely an internal fight going on right now when it comes to the European teams trying to keep pace with Premier League teams. And I think that's what's happening with Florentino Perez. I think that he's trying his best, his utmost best to keep up. You're right, sorry, when you mentioned the Super League, it's something that's definitely in the pipeline and something that he's definitely pushing for long term. And I think that we are seeing a sort of reincarnation of this European Super League right now with the Champions League, hence why it's a league phase before it becomes a knockout phase. So you're seeing this slow subconscious programming of what the Super League will look like in the future. And I think, Swabi, I think you are 100% correct. It's a shame to hear about the fact that you're having concerts at your club, because that's happened at Tottenham, and look where the fuck they are. It's also a shame seeing that happening with your club, because that's happened at Arsenal, my club, and look where the fuck we are. Don't be fooled by the fact that we are top of the Champions League by 3-4 points.
Jordan, no disrespect. I don't think you'll win it, bro. No disrespect. I
of course
don't
not.
see you.
No, because this gilipollas that we have at my club will fall by the wayside. He's an eternal dickhead. He's born a dickhead. He will die a dickhead. This guy is a waste of space and a waste of time at my club. But that's a different story. The reason why I wanted to jump into your stream today and speak to you and to your esteemed guests is basically because I'm warning you. I've come here from the future. Yeah, I'm living in 2030. I've come here from the future, guys, and I'm warning you right now. I'm 5 years ahead. Your club is going to get buried if this continues. If the fans continue to allow tourists to come en masse, I have nothing against tourists at all. By the way, I live in Spain. I live in Sevilla, and I'm Bayesian. I'm not even Spanish, but I've been here for 12 years. Yeah, so it's fine to live abroad. It's fine to broaden your horizons. Yeah, that's fine. Of course. Here's the warning that I'm going to issue to you guys, because I live in the future. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If you continue down this road, and it's very early stages, so your fans might not see it, but I hope they do, because they try to withhold the high standards. If you continue down this camino, down this road, you are going to suffer. You are going to go years without winning a trophy. The fact that Xabi Alonso was allowed to talk about a construction phase, 4 or 5 weeks ago, 2 months ago, after losing in a press conference, or it was a draw or it was a loss, and he came out and said during his post press conference that we are in a construction phase, he should have been sacked on the spot for that. And the fact that he's not going to get sacked.
I have never seen a Real Madrid.
You've never heard it, Sam. I guarantee you've never heard that in your life, because no one comes to Madrid and talks about a construction phase. He is part of the problem. Florentino Perez, now in his 80s, as Sorry mentioned, is also a problem, because now I feel as though he's going down the route and going down the angle of trying to get PR into the club and trying to get more money, because he wants to keep up with what's happening with the Premier League and other teams that are making more money, if that's even possible, because it's Real Madrid we're talking about. You are the biggest institution I've ever seen. And the reason why is because your fans have the white hankies out at halftime if you're drawing a game, let alone losing a game at halftime.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying to you. I am seeing signs that I don't like. Hence why I've come on your channel right now to tell you guys.
And Jolie, I'm here to tell you this right now. And Jolie, I'm here to tell you this right now, bro. All right? I don't give a fuck what anyone now says. Bro, I miss them types of fans. All right? I miss them fans, bro. The fans that were doing that.
The ultras back at the Bernabeu, so.
Yeah, no, bro, do you know what? Look, sorry, look. the ultras, I know that I don't agree with their ideology. I don't agree with anything about that. All right, so you and I, we've had enough conversation about that already. All right, we've had enough conversation about that. All right, but I cannot have fans coming into my stadium, to our club. All right, sitting there happy clapping when things are clearly not working well. Because with all due respect, Toby, all right, with all due respect, if you're telling me if I have to pick between them and local Madridistas, bro, I'm picking the local Madridistas all day long, bro. Nothing against the
Sam,
tourists,
I have to say quickly, just with the ultras, because I've had physical altercations with them.
Yeah, Lee told me about that, bro.
When they came to Sevilla to play in Cartuja, it was a Copa del Rey final. I think they played Las Palmas. This was a couple of years ago, I think, but it was in Sevilla. It's about 3 years ago, maybe. And they were quite big guys, and they were wearing purple balaclavas, and they actually attacked my
Ultrasur guys. That is Ultrasur
guys. They tried to attack my ex's auntie, and I had to bear hug her to protect her. Bottles are flying, glasses are flying, tables, chairs. I think, if I'm not mistaken, because you guys are obviously Madrid fans, they were playing Las Palmas in the final, I think, about 3 years ago.
No, Osasuna, I think. I think it was Osasuna.
Osasuna, yeah, okay. Yeah. You're right. And I had to bear hug her to protect her and slam her against the brick wall to try to protect her. One of these ultras guys, big guys, by the way, purple balaclavas. I couldn't see their faces. My ex's auntie's phone dropped out of her pocket. And this guy, definitely an ultra, a balaclava, picked it up. He gave it. He actually handed it back to me, and he said, "Oh, lo siento, hermano," and he ran off. So fair play to the guy for actually picking it up.
So he said, "I'm sorry, my brother." Is that what he said?
Yeah. And then he ran off. I was like, "Who is this?" But you know what? It was absolute anarchy. But Sam, I do understand why you would probably want to have them, and I don't agree with how they behave when they go to foreign cities. When Madrid are playing?
Look, I know that a lot of these guys, some of these guys are racist. All right, I know that.
I don't agree with quite aggressive.
Yeah,
but at the same time, Sam, I have to say, on the same time, on the same side of what you're saying, and on the other hand, I do have to say that I can understand that you probably want to have more aggression and passion for what that is worth, as opposed to passive tourists that are happy clapping after a 2-0 loss.
That's also what I'm saying.
So I do see both sides, but at the same time, you shouldn't go to other cities and fucking destroy the place.
I don't condone that whatsoever.
No, I know that. Yeah. But I do understand, Sam, your frustrations, and I get it. And I also want to see that, not aggression, but I want to see the passion, controlled passion, when it comes to Madrid, because ultimately your diehard fans love your club. All they've ever known is success. That is, boys, I'm telling you right now, you are seeing in real time the slow, systematic, methodical destruction of your club. And it is very slow. Think of it as like a piece of wood that you put in a sink, and you turn the tap on ever so slightly. Drip, drip, drip. You are the plank of wood. Arsenal is no longer a plank of wood. It's in the sink. It's in the fucking pipes. Yeah, you guys are in the sink and you are holding on for dear life. If you continue to let that tap run and you have those gotas que se cae lentamente, on that piece of wood, you are going to see the destruction of your club. Not now, by the way, because it's just slowly started. Give it 4 or 5 years. And then you'll be asking each other, "Hey guys, what's going on? ¿Qué pasa, mano, tío? ¿Qué pasa aquí con este equipo? ¿Qué pasa con este equipo?" And you're going to say to yourselves, "What's going on with our team? It's been 5 years and no La Liga." And then it'll be 10, and then it'll be 12, boys. Go on, Sam.
Bro, do you know what it is? Jolin, I'll say this before you go, bro. I'll say this. The only thing I will say is I don't think Alonso will survive if we don't win anything this season. And then I don't think
but Sam, it's still too long. For me, it's still too long, personally speaking.
No,
I've seen enough. People have been saying in the media, if he loses tonight, by the way, the key word, and the key adverb here is heavily. If he were to lose heavily, he will be sacked. He lost 2-1, which basically means for me that he survives. Now, I'm not sure what your next 2 or 3
yeah, they've
games
said he
are.
gets the elevator. He said he'll get the Sunday game, but I can't lie because I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think the Sunday game. I don't think that game will matter if my man gets battered or not. I think that game will means if you lose that game as well, because then that will be 9 games, only 2 wins. I don't think that will be. Then I'm really think it was starting.
May I intervene real quick?
Yeah. Look, before we do, Jolien, bro, I think you say are you gonna leave? Yeah, I think.
But just quickly, I want to hear what this guy's got to say.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Big up, Marquitos, always, man.
Big ups, man. Appreciate the opportunity to get on the.
Come on, always, man.
I think, and this is something I talked to Sabi, and I think when we were talking to our guys here, like on Twitter and stuff. It's something that I've been saying. It's like you got to realize that Real Madrid right now is one of the last walking dinosaurs in the way that the club is being ran. A lot of clubs have. Most people will use the terms modernized, right? They're catching up with whatever it is, whatever market, whatever's driving modern football and how clubs should be ran. Let it be owned by private equity or state-run governments or entities, whatever it is, right? So the sad part is like the reality, and I say this to our fan base, it's that you have to come to the realization that this club, for what great heritage it has and the legacy and the history, at some point it will have to adapt if it wants to survive whatever this is, this modern football, the way that it's ran. It's going to have to adapt. The problem is the people that are holding on to this club and they want it to survive the way it is, you're the last walking dinosaur. And imagine that. Really imagine the last walking dinosaur and everybody else is extinct. That's it for you. And I think the reality is with Real Madrid in the way that it's trying to keep up with the market, the sponsorship, trying to compete in the market to get the players to come to Real Madrid. Because listen, I get it. When Real Madrid comes knocking, most players answer the door. But now it's no longer the 15 Champions League that really kind of drive players here, but it's also payday, right? These players want to get paid.
Because we give them astronomically big wages,
and we have to have in some way maintain a certain structure in our finances and our wages. But what I wanted to say was, I get that we want to keep the authenticity of what the club is, especially for the fan base. But I think we just have to accept that you really can't gatekeep who's going to come to the Bernabeu when I'm just giving you a perspective here. Someone that's come from saved up money to travel to.
I think you're cutting out, bro. I think you're cutting out a bit. You're cutting out a bit.
Take those AirPods off. Yeah, take those AirPods off.
Marquez, you were lagging a bit. Bro, you know what? I don't even want to gatekeep. I don't even want to really gatekeep people. All right, that's not really even what I want to do.
And Sam, also, you got to keep in mind, right? The tourists are the ones who are going to pay the very expensive price of admission.
No, I understand, but bro, I don't agree with the ticket price. How much they've gone up as well, bro. Do you know what it is, bro? Just like I told Jolien, as soon as we won against Schalke, but people were angry because of the way it was going, bro. I miss these fans, bro. All right, I want these people there because I want the players to actually understand that. Listen, bro, what you're doing is not good enough. You have to up your game now. Do you get me? And I don't agree with the way modern football has been going through. Do you get me? The way modern football has been going, even Jolien here, bro. Like I said, he's in the PR Emily, bro. That league is a PR league. Do you get me? I don't agree with how literally football has been moving, bro. Do you get me? I don't want that to happen to Real Madrid. I don't. Like I said, you can make your money. I have no problem. But don't let that happen here, bro. Because that is the last thing you want to see. Do you get me, Savi?
Well, the fans were booing the players at the end of the game today.
Yeah, big up to them all. But listen, I've seen plenty of clips of them, by the way. Yeah, big up to them all. Big up to them. Yeah,
so Sam, would you agree that that's a step in the right direction?
Yes, 100%. Boo and boo and boo. Very much. Now I need that to keep going.
It's not even a step in the right direction for me. It's just withholding the standards that you've always had at the club. Once these fans start to dwindle, once these fans start to be priced out, as Swabi, you said before, in terms of the economics of football, once you see fewer fans like that in the stadium, the boos will become more and more diminished. and you will have more and more happy clappers that will be there taking pictures or trying to take snaps of Mbappe after you've been banged 5-0 by Osasuna at home. This is the problem that I have with your club. This is the issue that I have. I've come here to warn you. I'm from the future. I've come to warn you about what is happening in your club. I do understand.
Yeah, you've seen your club destroyed, bro. Your club's
last
destroyed.
Last league title was in 2004.
Yeah, bro.
My fan base are the second thickest.
They're tapped, bro. They're tapped.
My fan base are the second thickest in those sport. The majority of my fan base are walking, talking spastics. Only behind Tottenham Hotspur, who are number one. Yeah. Luckily, at your club right now, you are still fighting. Yeah. Like Larry Holmes or like Muhammad Ali for boxing phrases or expressions. You're seeing a world heavyweight champion, multiple champion heavyweight boxer who is going to be on his last legs. He's rope-a-doping in the corner. He's trying to catch the shots. He's catching the shots well, but occasionally those left and right hooks are getting through and connecting with his fucking jawline. That is your team right now. A couple of shots are getting through. The more that those shots accumulate, the less powerful that boxer becomes. And that is Real Madrid. You are starting now to see the infiltration of your club. When I'm seeing you guys tweeting out more more energy or more minutes in the tank for your players, that is how my club speak. What do you mean more minutes in the tank? What about more trophies in the fucking cabinet?
But this is the thing. This is the thing, bro. PR have ruined this sport, bro. I hate it, bro. Yeah, this is not the football I grew up on, bro. And this is the thing, Jolien. One thing I need to happen. Number one, I need FFP to just leave. All right, because that thing is just a scam of bullshit alone. FFP. All right, and that has destroyed some of these other clubs. All right, because that was that only the Premier League benefits from that. And when this thing changes from the Prem, Joe, no disrespect, because I know your club's in the Prem. All right, but when the dynamic changes from the Prem, I will be one happy guy. All right, because with all due respect, man, it just doesn't make any more sense.
I have nothing to do with the Prem. You know, when you say all due respect to the Premier League for me is one of the worst leagues I've ever seen right now in its current guise. The Spanish La Liga is much better technically than the Premier League. Again, PR Premier League. That's what it is. The games are awful. The teams are awful.
And that's the thing, bro. And that's the thing. As soon I want football to go back to the old days, bro.
It's when not going to go back to the old days.
But that's where I wanted to say was. But what I wanted to say was that's the problem is the Pandora's box for modern football has been opened and you can't put it back. This is the trajectory that football is going to the point where that's what I'm trying to say is before that I don't know when I was cut off or wasn't working, but I was just saying like I understand the frustration of maybe the environment of the Santiago Bernabeu with like not having enough local fans there that are really rooting for the team because like I said, it's a commercial thing now, right? People want to go visit that stadium. If you don't live in Spain, don't live in Madrid, you want to go visit this cathedral, right? It has a new face. It has like a facelift now. It has a BBL. I don't know what it is, but right, like it has a specific look that people from other countries want to go visit, and they're going to want to see the names of Jude, Vinny, Mbappe, whatever it is. And let's say there's another world star that comes in, right? Another world beater, another player that just came to Real Madrid and is playing for the white kit. The problem here is, regardless of how you want the environment, in many ways, we can't gatekeep because at the end of the day, slowly but surely, we're already seeing that a percentage of the socios is going to go ahead and be sold, right? That power that maybe you being a socio is slowly dwindling.
Marquitos, apparently it's only going to be a 5 to 10% stake that gets sold.
I get that it's maybe not a big number, but you're already taking a chip off of that. And then next thing you know, who's to say in 4 years they're going to come back and say, hey,
but Marquitos, with all due respect, let me just make it clear to just so you get it right, and just so you don't get strong. Look, I have no issues if a tourist wants to come to Bernabeu. I have no problem with that. All right, like I said, I'm a tourist myself. All right, but with all due respect, this is number one. If you're not a Madridista, with all due respect, I don't want you to enter that stadium, bro. All right?
No, but I mean that's really not the premise I get. I get what you're saying.
Like, because
like,
bro, this is a football club.
If
like,
you're
we're a football club.
I know, and I'm sorry if I get your name wrong. Is it Jolin?
Jolian.
Jolian. Okay, Jolian.
Don't
he was saying that he's out in Sevilla, right? And he's not a Real Madrid fan. But let's say he gets a ticket to go to Real Madrid. Let's say someone bought it for him. They just went ahead and he just makes sense. I get that that's one seat occupied by a fan. That's not either for the one watching, like playing the game away or anything, but just got the opportunity to go to the Bernabeu. I get that that's happening in some points. I get that even the local old school fan base of Madrid that are local don't really go to games anymore because prices have gone up, right? For the local fan that's not a socio but just lives there. That's just the reality. That's even happened here in America, right? If you live in a certain major city that has a big market for a certain big team, like you live here, you would like to go to those games, but man, those prices are pretty up.
Yep.
And it is the traveling fan or the person who can afford to go to there. They're going to go ahead and fill in. If not, you're going to have an empty stadium.
But that's the thing, Marquitos. I feel bad for these local fans, but I feel bad for them, bro.
Oh, but what I'm trying to say.
How else are you going to pay Mbappe 71 million?
Exactly.
But then I would say that you shouldn't sign him in the first place. But then again, you'll come back to me and say that
he sells kits.
He sells kits. This is what I'm saying. This is the catch-22 to the situation.
Yep.
Full cycle.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is what I'm saying.
It goes back.
Yeah, it does. It does. I think all of you are correct, and you all make really salient points when it comes to the economics compared to the quality of the player on the pitch. And this is what I'm saying, is that Real Madrid now, unfortunately, they're going down that road to try to compete economically with other teams that might even have more money than them. I'm not even sure Spurs made more money as a turnover than Real Madrid last season.
How much did Spurs make, Julia?
I have no idea, but I tell you what, it's a lot of money.
I think they make more money than Arsenal right now.
They do. I think the past 2 seasons, they've made more in turnover than Arsenal Football Club. And they're probably rivaling Madrid as well in that respect. So I get that. I understand it from a business point of view. But it's also a shame. Because when I see, and I'm going to try to be as polite as I can, and I'm going to pick my words carefully. I'm not going to swear. Yeah. When I see scrubs playing for your team, like Vinicius Jr., who has decent ability, but he flatters to deceive and fails more than he succeeds. When Mbappe's pace goes, there is nothing left to that player. Jude Bellingham's first touch is a tackle. His second touch is a struggle. His third touch, he loses the ball. He might try to retrieve it, but he's a subpar player. He's an athlete. He's not a footballer. He's an athlete. I've seen players.
And Jonah, here's the thing. Even if you want to rate some of these players, and it's the thing, bro, even if we want to rate some of these players, bro, no disrespect, all right? But modern day footballers, compare them to the old players back in the days, bro.
Bro, I was born in 1989. Saw players like Eric Cantona.
How many of these players can actually speak to them, bro? How many of these players, bro?
Not many. I mean, there are a few technical players like Vitinha playing for PSG, who I rate highly, Pedri at Barca. But these are players that have a low center of gravity. They have an amazing first touch. When you compare a player like Vitinha to Jude Bellingham, it's night and day. When you compare Jude Bellingham to Andres Iniesta, Xavi Hernandez, for example, back at Barca, it's night and day. I would never rate these players. There are very few players that I rate. But going back to the gentleman who was spoken about on this stream right now, talking about the economics and where football is going, I understand completely what they're saying. And they make very good points because they can see where football is going. And I understand that. But at the same time, it's a shame. It really is. Because it feels as though we are slowly drowning and there's nothing we can do. We can see it happening in real time, which is why I wanted to jump on the stream and tell you guys, I don't know where you go from here. I don't quite understand what's happening with your team, but at the same time, I do understand what's happening in your team. They're going down the PR route. They're going down the PR angle of selling merchandise. They're going to have concerts there. Before long, they're going to have the go-karting like Tottenham Hotspur. They're going to have the pitch that flips into a go-karting course, then back to a pitch for match day, all of that. So I've come to warn you guys. I think your best days are behind you. I really do. I think your best days are behind you. And the reason why your best days are behind you is because you're trying to keep up with the PR Premier League and with other clubs that are amassing a huge amount of money. And Florentino Perez now is trying to look more towards in his view, in his opinion, in his mind, the survival of your club.
The only way I think this changes, bro, is if you get a president in that is if you get a president in that cares more about more about the winning things now more than the making money side of things. And you
who was your ex-president? Was it Calderon? Calderon. Yeah. He was on TalkSport in the UK actually today. Well, yesterday on Wednesday, and he was talking to Jim White and Simon Jordan on TalkSport, which is a very popular segment, TalkSport segment in the mornings on radio in England. And I think he has an elite mindset. I don't know how he operated at your club. You can tell me, but he was saying that. And it's a really pertinent point that has stuck with me. And he said it multiple times. Competing in the Champions League is a must, but also competing in the Champions League and winning it is an obligation.
Yeah,
winning
games
is an obligation. How long before you see that obligation become a sort of must? How long will you see that sort of must become, well, we tried, guys.
No, hopefully not. Hopefully don't, Jordan. Hopefully don't. I
unfortunately think that's coming. And I'm going to say this. I've been watching football since the age of 5 years old. I've been an Arsenal fan for 30 years. I'm 35 years old. If I see your great club, if I see Realmadrid fall by the wayside to PR and the economics of football, I promise you, boys, I will stop watching football. I promise you. I can't continue watching this.
Hopefully it does not reach that point, because my life is literally Real Madrid. Like my life is literally Real Madrid, bro. Like this club is everything for me, bro. It's
how many games? How many games was it until Lopetegui was sacked? 14.
Oh, he got sacked as soon as we lost 5-1 to Barca. Then bye.
So what's the difference?
It was bye, bro.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you. Maybe it's too early, but what's the difference between Xabi Alonso and Lopetegui?
The only difference is that Xabi is a club legend for them. So that's the thing. But for me, like, here's the thing. Xavi has made some good points as well. When we were speaking, I've spoken to some other Madrids that some of them have said, look, he deserves to be sacked, but if we don't get a quality manager in as a replacement, they don't want someone like Solari or someone like this in. So if that happens, then they don't see any point of getting rid of him. Then they're saying,
what about Jurgen Klopp?
The issue, Jurgen Klopp don't even want to manage him. He's happy being a Red Bull. He's doing his project thing. Like that, bro, you could see, bro, that guy was stressed out after Liverpool, bro. So here's the thing, Joe. I think what will happen is this. Either he gets sacked, and his thing, if this keeps going, but then sooner or later he will get parted because he's not going to be able to survive like this forever. Savi and I, and even my kids will be able to agree. But if he reaches to a stage where we're still, challenging for the title, come to the end, but we don't win and we don't win anything, that's when I think the club will pull the plug. And then when the plug gets pulled, then they will try and go for an elite manager, something like that. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Time will tell.
I would say that in the process of like where Xabi Alonso got himself in, I was telling this to Xavi earlier. It's that he got in the mix, and he's in the mix of like what the dressing room looks like. He's dealing with the hierarchy, the names, the invisible hand that's controlling who's in the lineup or not.
Yeah.
And at this point, this game, in many ways, I was trying to say, if you didn't catch on early on of that, the manager in some ways is doing the best he can with the squad that he has. But at the same time, this game shows me that these players are more red flags than anything, because if the performance they gave against Celta, there's fairly the same amount of players that were on that pitch, maybe a few changes here and there. But in this game, they were willing to run. And
the only difference is Mbappe, Marquinhos. I think that's the only difference.
But listen, and I agree. But the thing is, these players were willing to compete in this game with the intensity. And to me, it's like, oh, so you are able to compete. You are able to run and hustle and actually apply the pressure. Why not do that every time? It's not like I get the fatigue that could be an excuse. I get that these guys are racking up mileage as they play every game. But listen, if not, then like I said, this then goes back to either the manager not understanding how to use his players properly, which, right, I say that the blame goes all across the table to everyone. But in this game, to me, is a red flag for the players, because to me it showed that you are able to. And I just don't get why you aren't doing it. And so now that your manager is on the ropes, now you want to go ahead and publicly say it in the press, oh, we're fully backing him. Why weren't you backing him 4 months ago or 4 weeks ago? Why weren't you
him on the pitch? Back him in the 40th minute when we got to go win a ball in the midfield and we can't. Like, I'm tired of the quotes.
Yeah, me too. I'm to a point where it's like these players are able to, and they just don't know when to turn on the switch or not. Either there's still an individualistic mindset behind these players after the Carlo vibes, right? Because they tasted glory under that format. They tasted the silverware, right? Jude got the taste of all these goals, and why you have his type of finishing like tonight of trying to chip a goalie when he could have easily just done a low cross right there for Gonzalo to tap in, right? But because he wants to do his celly, he wants to do the glory aspect for him because he's done it before. No, like this is a problem that, like I said, the players have a fault, the manager have a fault, and the sad part is now that the manager is at a point of risking losing his job, these players now decide to go ahead and compete. And that's what I'm saying. Don't fall for it. It's a good competed match. It was a good match, right? 2-1. We are in the losing end of it. It's now 2 games at home that we lost. It's a Champions League match. But Sam, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts were. I don't think we were going to win that game even before the game started, just because of
I said 4-1
To me, I was like, what I was thinking was either there's going to be a horrible loss, or it's going to be competed, but I don't think we have enough to go across the line. And that's what we got shown now. But you'll see now in the Spanish media, there's either the route of these players are spoiled. It's not Xavi Alonso's fault. It would be wrong to sack him. But the thing is, this squad got itself in there by themselves. No one did this. No one else.
But Marquinhos, he won't survive if this keeps going, bro. Like that's 2 wins in 9 games now.
But that goes back to once again, he has his parts of the blame. The lineups, the inconsistency, the lack of putting an identity at this point. Dude, we're at the point of the end of the year, and we still don't have an identity of how we play when we have the ball, when we don't have the ball. What players, what are their roles when they're even on the pitch, right? So all these things that are happening, and we still don't. We can identify what Arsenal does. We can identify what Man City does. We can identify the likes of Barca. Flick, in a short period of time when he took over that team, you already started seeing an identity. Not good, but the consistency was back there, and they still stuck with
he had an idea. Yeah.
The thing is here is that
players willing to run. Like we gotta call it what it is. Barca without Rafinha weren't willing to run. You insert Rafinha in there and look at their entire pressing structure.
By the way,
you know what's happened? You know what's happened just quickly, yeah? Sam, go on. Sorry to cut you off. I think what's happened, from what I can see, trying to understand it from a coaching point of view, you've gone from a manager in Ancelotti who was incredibly popular in the dressing room, even when he was losing games towards the end of his second tenure at the club. He was being backed by the players. That they, from my perception, is that they were trying to play for him. He gave free rein to Vinny Jr., allowing him to drop into midfield, to basically float around the pitch and do what he wanted. You've gone from that, an incredibly successful manager who's had 2 stints at the club and has won multiple trophies, not just at Madrid, but in his career, to very much a novice who managed for 1 season, albeit an unbeaten season at Bayer Leverkusen. I think he won 2 trophies, or he won the Bundesliga. Did he win anything else apart from that?
He won the domestic treble, I believe.
No, yeah. He won the Bundesliga and the DFK Pokal. Yeah, and also the Super Cup, right? Yeah. So the treble, yeah. And he got to the Europa League final, if I'm not mistaken. So he did very, very well with Bayer Leverkusen. But he's still very much a novice. And he's still very young when it comes to a manager. This guy's openly come out and said that he has 45 different formations in one game. So you've gone from a manager in Ancelotti who is nowhere near as tactical. This guy went to Bayern Munich many years ago, and the players were saying that they didn't quite understand what was going on from a tactical point of view because he didn't really implement any tactics. You've gone from a manager like that who is incredibly loved. He's like a huggable bear to somebody who is perceived to be very, very tactful.
It's the person who allows you to come with no curfew at night. Who just
that's it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's exactly
the door open for you.
Yeah. Listen, I'll be home by 11. You're home by 1. It's okay, no problem. Don't worry about it. Just go straight to bed. Don't worry. Yeah, and you get home 2 hours late. That was Ancelotti, and you've now gone to
someone that says if you're like late, like 1 minute, yeah, there you go.
Well, I think he tries to do that, but I think the players can see through that. I think the players can see that he doesn't have that authority.
But this is why I keep telling people, bro. No matter what happens with the manager, bro, these players, a lot of them, bro, they need to get bent.
Like I agree.
It can't be any more about you can't because it's thing. You can't tell me. I literally have one Madridista on Twitter that literally told me it's just the manager. No, it's not just the manager, bro. These players, some of them should not be here anymore. Yeah, cool. Rodrigo scored. Yeah, fair enough. But he's been dog shit for God knows how long. He shouldn't be here anymore. My man don't deserve to be here anymore. Yeah, Vinny wants what 30 million a year, bro. The way he's been playing, you don't even deserve fucking 25 million right now. Let's just be real with it, mate. Do you get me? There's so many other players I have an issue with now. So here's the thing. I told Salvi this, and I'm going to say this to Marquitos as well, and same to you, Jolie. If Alonso gets sacked at the end of the season, no problem. All right? No problem. But guess what? If he gets sacked, these players, all right, some of these players then better leave with him. Then they better go with him. Because I'm not having a situation where it's only the manager and these players get no accountability, no blame. That I'm not going to have.
Sam, I go with the analogy of, and I was telling this to Savi, there is a hole and everybody's in this and they're trying to put in the cement.
Yeah.
And as it's drying up, Carlo dipped. And then they threw in Xavi Alonso. And when they threw him in there, now the cement is drying and you're stuck with what you got. The problem here is not just, and that's what I'm saying, it's not just the dressing room. It's not the manager. It's also a club thing as well. To allow this team, this squad to be so depleted, all right, after 2 or 3 years of showing you that there's players going down with, season-long injuries, and you've done nothing really to replenish some of these positions because obviously you had to splash money for certain names. But
to be fair, they did bring in 3 defenders this season, like this summer.
I get that, but once again, the likes of bringing in Trent, to me, I'm still not a big Trent fan in this team. Carreras has been the only good signing I think that I've enjoyed out of all the signings. Dean has so much to show for me, really, really lackluster.
He's got a lot to learn, Mikey. That's the thing.
There is one kid that you signed. What's the kid with the highlighted
Franco.
Blonde hair who's injured?
Franco. Yeah, Franco.
What's his what's his surname? He's got a long surname. What's his name?
Masantuono.
That's the one. Yeah. I think he's shown glimpses.
Yeah.
Franco. I think he's been all right.
Yeah. But I think what's happened is that now that the cement is drying, it's like, to me, I'll be honest with you, it would be ridiculous for us to sack Xavi at this point. To me, the reality has to hit everybody in the chin. The fan base, the front office, the president, the players, to show you that regardless of who it was, let it be Carlo last season, and then now with the new manager who came in with the ideas of being the how can you say it? He was the dude that was going to come in and be the disciplinarian, right?
The voice of change is what we were
saying. Yeah. What the problem here is now, it shows you that the reality is that there's too much freedom, and these players tasted glory way too young, and so now they assume that when someone's now trying to make them watch video analysis, and they don't want to watch it because they're the ones that will be shown in front of their colleagues that they're the ones having the bozo moments. They don't want to actually keep up with what the manager's trying to implement from the very beginning. Then it shows that there's a character aspect of these players that are not being professional the way they should be for the money that they're getting. And then once again, this now shows itself on the pitch. And so no matter what manager you throw in there, let it be if you sack them by the end of the year or at the end of the season, you still have the same problem. And that's where I'm saying, like, the reality has to hit either for the fan base that this is who we are, man. Right? If we don't win anything, that's just the reality. I was telling Savi the game or the post or the space after we lost against Celta. That's just the reality. We can't beat a Celta. We can't beat a Girona. We can't beat an Elche.
But Marquitos, here's the thing, and this is why Marquitos, I keep saying
this ain't good enough. Like, sometimes you got to be honest. Like, this collection isn't good enough.
But Marquitos, I keep telling this, Savi. I've said this to you as well. I'm gonna say this to Jolin now as well.
But Marquitos, this is why do you think everybody overwrites this and just goes right to what the coach needs to do better? And
it's not just
if you skip over this and go right to what the coach
this is
gone
beyond Alonso now at this point.
You're ignoring the underlying problem here, and that is, in my opinion, the players. And to your point, the blame goes all around. But I don't think the problem really, the solution really starts until you analyze these players.
Sorry,
you got to make tough decisions. Hold on,
Sam,
here's the difference, right? Is you want to get rid of, for the most part, bench players besides Vinny. I think we need to make harder decisions with the starting 11. Because again, you can get rid of Brahim, Rodrigo.
Yeah, but
Mendy,
which players
but again, if you're just talking about swapping out bench players with bench players, you're not changing the things you're seeing every 3 days.
I get that. What starting 11 players do you want to get rid of? Like what starting would you say? You know
We're gonna review this at the end of the season. That's the best part. You guys,
but is there one player that you can say right now?
We'll be there.
No, I get that, but are there one or two players you can say right now? Listen,
Sam, I told you that they're all under review this season. So right now,
but Sam,
no one is safe. So no one is safe for you.
Sam, I'll say this once again: this game shows you that these players are capable, but why aren't they doing it week to week? That is the issue here, and so
I have the answer.
But that's what I'm trying to say is either the reality and the standard of what these players are holding on to, meaning they're only going to compete in the big games where it's marketable, where it's the Champions League, it's those type of nights. And because I get it, man, you're traveling to Greece, right, to go against Olympiacos for a Champions League night. But then you're like, dang it, man, I have to go to work to go against Elche. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and give 50% in that one.
That's the point. They're not motivated enough to do this in every single game. Like
every 3 to 4 days.
Yes,
but that's just the reality of what's happening with a squad who, like I said, won when they were young, with a different type of vibe where they can, like I said before, take advantage of an old grandpa. Using his car, coming in late when he's probably in bed, has a meal cooked for you already. And so when these players in this mindset now have to deal with someone that's locking the door, is hiding away the keys for your car to go at night.
They can't take it. They can't take it. They can't take
it. And so they're throwing the little tantrums, and they're throwing it on the pitch as well. And you can see it, right?
Yeah, but that's a shame. It is a crying shame for me, because it used to be that you put on that Madrid shirt. It was an absolute honor to play week in, week out, regardless if it was Elche, Osasuna, or Man City at home. And it's not just a Real Madrid problem. I think it's a football problem in general. I think that players now are no longer motivated because you're seeing academy graduates at Manchester United in their early 20s, or even younger than that. They're being paid about £5,000-10,000 a week. They've been given cars.
It's way too much money
in it. But again, it comes back to what Swabi said before as well about the economics of football, which really rings home, is that because you're trying to compete at an economic level with these powerhouses of football, you give your academy graduates everything that they could possibly ever want. So where is the motivation to fight? Where's the motivation to play to your highest level week in, week out? When you are guaranteed a spot in the team, albeit on the bench at a very young age in your late teens and early 20s, you're being paid 10, 15, 20,000 a week. I'm talking about the Premier League teams, by the way. I'm not sure how it works with Madrid. Where's the motivation? When your ass is being wiped for you every single day. There is no motivation. And that is the concern that I have with your team. I understand the economics. I understand that they're trying to compete and trying to stay, well, not even stay afloat, but trying to keep up with other teams. But to what detriment does it come to the standards of your team, the players that you sign, and the quality playing on the pitch? And that then seeps into the fans that are absorbing that. Plus, you have a mass of tourists that are coming in as well. Everything is done by design. It's top-down control, all aimed to lower the standards of the club. Look at Chelsea right now. Chelsea, under Roman as the owner, was an elite club. Look at them now. Look at what's happened to Chelsea right now. Look at them. Look at the state of them. Look at the state of Manchester United losing 7-0 at Anfield to Liverpool 2 seasons ago under Eric Ten Hag. And these fans are clapping Eric Ten Hag off the pitch after losing 7-0 to their biggest rivals. This is what I'm saying to you.
And this is why I have an issue with these players. Because like Marquito said, why are you only showing up for these big games? It's like, bro, with all due respect, all right? I don't want these players. Marquitos, correct me if I'm wrong. But we don't want these players to just show up for these big games, bro. Like, with all due respect, yeah, I want to win these big games. Like, of course I do. But you can't keep just showing up for them, but not show up for these smaller teams, bro. Because if you're just gonna do that, bro, you ain't gonna win anything. Let's just be real with it.
But Sam, and that's why I say, listen, believe me, I know what Realmadrid is. I know what we've accomplished. Right? We all know it. We know we can act. We could throw the 15 champions. We can do all that. But the sad part is, week to week, we can't beat an Elche. You can't beat a Girona, who was penultimate in the league. But by the time you met up with them, you can't beat a Celta Vigo comfortably at home. You're getting spanked. They're walking in and tapping as a sweaty ass goal, right? Like, that's how easy Celta took care of you, and yet you couldn't take care of business. It took you for you to be a man down, for you to start running and actually show some intensity, right? But
you're saying who do you support?
He's a Madridista like me.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm critical because this is my saying. Soy madridista, pero también soy realista. I'm gonna be real. And the problem with this team is there's just too much egos, too much individualistic mindsets, and these players have now become, not that they're playing for Real Madrid, but they're becoming themselves global brands, and they just now reached that. So to me, it's like, how do you really reel this in? Because if not, you're now going to get a Galacticos 1.0 reiteration of it, of the likes of Beckham, Figo, right? It's cool that you have the names and the players that can have the quality, but when you really look at the reality of how these guys performed on the pitch together, abysmal. We couldn't win leagues much.
No, it's true.
And I think here is either you avoid that, and the idea was, if Carlo, in reality, if the rumors is true that he told Xavi that season, last season, was the hardest season he's ever managed a team because of the likes of the names that are in that dressing room, then Xavi made a huge mistake, or he thought he could handle it, but now we see, a few months later, he's now on the ropes. So, that's what I'm saying.
He's drowning. He's drowning. This is the issue, guys. Listen, I'm sorry. I have to go. I've got early start tomorrow.
Julian,
this is what I want to
talk to you, my bro.
This is what I want to say, Sam. It's a pleasure coming on your stream. You have some really nice guests that know their football and definitely know what's going on at your club. It's a real shame for me. Honestly, es una pena, tío. Es una pena, es una gran pena lo que estoy viendo con tu equipo, tío. Todos los días.
Man say bring Jolin back up more. I definitely, man. Joe's a real one, man. Joe's a
No,
real
que es una pena. Lo que estoy viendo cada día con tu equipo, tío, es que me da no sé, una pena fatal del corazón.
Se
Lo que estoy
entiende.
viendo, tío, es muy complicado hoy en día. Lo que pasa es que no sé si hay una escapa o tú puedes escapar lo que está pasando con tu equipo, tío. Eso es una gran pena. I think that your team are bang in trouble, and I really want you to succeed. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I have always looked up to Madrid. I've always looked up to Madrid as like a big brother that has always tried to teach me standards. And now I'm seeing my big brother getting a lot older, decrepit, and his kneecaps are falling apart. And that's what I'm seeing now with Real Madrid. I'm seeing now an older brother who's making mistakes. Perhaps he's got into gambling. He's banging prostitutes left, right, and center. His money is dwindling in his bank account. And this is what I'm seeing now with Real Madrid. I'm seeing them focusing more on the economics of football and trying to keep up as opposed to winning on the pitch. For me, a winning formula is always what you do on the pitch. It's always winning trophies. There is nothing better than seeing armpits in the air and trophies in the cabinet. Give it 5 more years, boys. I'll come back to you and I'll tell you the state of your club. I'm telling you guys, as an Arsenal fan, I'm from the future. I'm warning you right now. And I do understand also
change the direction before it's too late, basically.
Yeah, but there is one direction when it comes to money and to the economy of football, what's going on, and trying to keep up and trying to generate revenue. I feel as though you are going down one path, and that is the path of PR. But PR ultimately is at a price. When you sell your soul to PR, you ultimately enter a room one by one with the devil, and the light is off. You can't even see the devil's face. But you sign a pact with the devil. This is what you have right now. Boys, I'm very sorry to see what's happening in your club. Venga, chicos, amores, os encanta un montón, ¿vale? Y hablamos no sé cuándo y hablamos, ¿vale? A pleasure to meet you.
Gracias, hermano. Adiós.
Take care, guys, man. Venga, ciao. Ciao.
Adiós. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
All right, Marquitos. Bro, Marquitos, here's the thing, bro. I just don't understand how it's got to this point. But Marquitos, do you know what's really pissing me off? It's how we have seen that the previous Galacticos did not work, but we're still proceeding to do this.
Well, it's the first iteration. So think of, like you were saying, right? It didn't work. It didn't work with Figo, Beckham,
Ronaldo Nazario.
Yeah.
And look at the players we're mentioning, Mikey. These are some of the best players in the history of the game.
And let's think about the genius behind it, right? Florentino Perez. Now, at that time, on the football aspect of it, probably made no sense, right? Especially then having to let go of Claude Makelele for Beckham, right? Like, you kind of thinking like, whoa.
Which we all knew was not right. Everyone could see it. Why are you doing that? It makes no sense.
Yeah, even the dressing room knew it.
Yeah.
Okay, but in the financial aspect, it was the injection that the club needed, right?
Yeah.
Now, the second iteration of the Galacticos, it's what failed Florentino Perez, right? Because now he started going for any likes of the best, quote, best players in Europe, but then those were the likes of like Schneider and Robin. But that failed, right? That whole Dutch vibe, Rude, right? Van Nistelrooy, all that failed. And that got Florentino sacked, right?
Yeah.
He
chose to leave, more like you could say.
Yeah, but the embarrassment of just it didn't work.
Yeah.
But he got the club where it needed to be financially at some point. Now, when we had the surplus and the profits and the money coming in, and when Calderon obviously couldn't keep up with that kind of mindset, because even on the football pitch, we're just abysmal. Barcelona is now rising, right? They're dominating the game. The third iteration is when Florentino comes back, and now he now knows that he just can't go ahead and just get any kind of name. You get one or two big names, yes, but then you start building the squad, and you have to trust the manager. And so that's why when we had the likes of CR7, Kaká,
Benzema.
I'm trying to remember other big names that came around that time. Arbeloa.
Di Maria, I think.
Di Maria, yeah. And so what's happening now is that with those iterations in that 3.0 that you can call it, we were able at some point find success to handle those names. And then on the pitch, Carlo Ancelotti comes in, we get the decima, and I think that's when really things start picking up, because now you had the pillars of a squad: Sergio Ramos, Pepe, Marcelo.
But you're forgetting one thing as well, Marquitos. These players were warriors. They would run, and they would not give a fuck who you were. It was like, bruv, I don't give a toss who you think you are, mate. Yeah. You go up against us, mate. You're losing. And look what happened, Marquitos. We were one game away from winning a treble. Treble.
And I think the likes of what we saw then with the success of these characters, right? These legends that we've had wear our kit, and many of us, or even some of your fan base here, right? Like, witnessed the success on the backs of those kind of names and those players. When you're now looking at you had to be realistic. You had to see that we had to put iterations into this. As long as we have these players, we have to add new blood into it. And I think it worked because we were slowly adding to them. Zidane did a good job to blend these things in when he first came, and he had the two teams. Remember, A team and B team. The young stars coming and complementing the basically the main players, the main stars that we had. But when those players started leaving, right, or they were becoming no longer the world stars that they are, the world-class players that they are, that's how we started finding little blips along the way, right? After 2018, right, when Cristiano leaves, that was the first signs that we should have been doing stuff, right?
And that's the point. He chose not to, and it cost us.
Yep. Because once again, it shows you that it might work once. The second time, you can sustain it for a little bit, but then you have to find out a new way to do it. And I think Florentino Perez will always be a successful president for Real Madrid. I mean,
I would always appreciate what he's done, Marquitos. All right? Like I said, I told Jolin as well, I thank you for all the trophies you gave me. But it does not mean that what you're doing now is right. It doesn't mean that I have to accept what you're doing now. Because, Marquitos, what he's doing now is disgraceful, my bro. Like, there was no need to bring Mbappe in. Let's be honest, Michael. The only reason he brought him in is because he can market you. He's the poster boy now that can get you a lot of money.
But Sam, I think we were on Twitter. Remember, we were on X in that app. Yeah, talking about how, when he first started like snubbing us and stuff like that, when we were trying to get him and stuff, and we went 3 seasons like that. Remember?
Yes.
And I think for me, it's like I was still in the camp of there is no need for Mbappe, but. Exactly. The problem is this president was adamant, right? This president was the one that just wanted to get this player into Real Madrid. Yeah. And we said it last season, or the season before, really. We know that transfer was the player wanting to be at Real Madrid more than Real Madrid needed him. But it is what it is. We saw a season with him now. We see that he is one of the biggest assets, but he's also, to me, one of the biggest tactical problems. And most people get on to me because I say, I care less that he's scoring the majority of goals. We did the percentage last time, me, Dami, and Savi.
It means nothing if we don't win stuff.
Dude, he's scoring about maybe close to 50% of the goals right now this season.
Yeah.
That is kind of concerning, right?
It is.
Now, don't get me wrong. Amazing that he can keep scoring goals. But now we see a problem that I was telling the guys in the space after the game ended. It's not only that, but then also if we didn't have Courtois between the sticks, even though he's still getting scored on, bro, this game, this could have been an onslaught. Even though with the intensity.
And this is why Marquitos.
We got one guy scoring all the goals, and then just the guy in the back.
It gets papered over the cracks. It papers over the cracks, my bro. And you know what's even making it worse for me? All right? It's this. Gonzalo Garcia. Bro, How many times, Marquitos, did he not make a beautiful run into the box? All right. All you need to do, just cross the ball, just cross it, and he's there. Bellingham, just square it to him. He's got tapping. He chose to chip it. It goes out. Vinny, how many times did he ignore to give him the ball when he is in a very good position? He's making great runs. He's not getting any service, bro. It's really pissing me off. Do you know what I want to see?
Yeah.
Go on.
Go ahead.
No, mate, look, do you know what I want to see? I want to see more players like Gonzalo. I want to see players like Cestero, Chema. I want to see players like that. You know why? Because these guys don't give a fuck about this. Of course, they want to be paid. Like, of course, they want to get paid. Like, it's a job. But they love playing for Real Madrid. They love playing for Real Madrid.
That was my concern. But that's my concern that I had with how Xavi approached this team when he said that he was going to try to create a pipeline of the Castilla in the first team, and he likes what Arbeloa is doing, and to completely throw that out the window a month in was concerning to me, because then it's like you either got told what you need to be playing or who you need to be playing, and then whatever strong arm you had when you were started messing with like Vinny not starting, you put Rodrigo in, but he threw that away because obviously these players were bitching, throwing tantrums because they're not playing anymore, this and that. Jude forcing himself into a matchup which he should have not played in the derby against Atletico Madrid, and look what happened.
Do you think the board is forcing some of these players to play?
Yeah, well, it's not that he's forcing these players, or you're saying that the players are forcing themselves to play?
No. Is people upstairs in the board pretty much telling him that he needs to play these guys?
Brother, there are some games that Kylian Mbappe should not be playing, but he's playing. There are games that Vinny should not be playing, but he's playing. And I think it goes back to...
Let's just be with it now. All right, I need to get this opinion on for you. Fact. But listen, before I even say this to you, big up to Gonzalo Garcia, because he gave everything he had.
Oh, of
I
course.
don't blame... Bro, I don't blame him, bro.
I was disappointed that even the sub, and this is what I was telling Xavi in that space.
I was fuming.
I was telling him, I was like, I don't understand why Xavi sometimes, even though he has, even this match, let's just keep it in the context of this game. Yeah. Players are running, they're pressing, right? We're winning the ball back. Good. But like this, the problem that I have with Xavi in the last few months is the way that he tinkers, not only with the lineups before the game, but also in-game management, is that he cannot keep his hands away from messing the lineups up or the tactics up, because to put Ara Güler for Gonzalo made no sense to me, because then why go ahead and put Endrick?
When he did that sub, I literally threw my glass to the floor and said, Marquitos, I didn't say, well, you're here now, but I literally said, Marquitos, it's done. I literally said it's done. It's completely finished. We all know Jude and Arda Güler does not work well together in the midfield.
Yeah.
You're still doing it. And this is what I'm saying, but he's not helping himself by doing this. I still stand by the point. These players are a massive issue. They need to go. But this manager he is not helping himself making decisions like this.
His subs are still questionable, because I still say, if you still had the likes of Endrick, why don't you do the man-to-man subs? You took Gonzalo off, put Endrick in. He's the 9. Put another 9 in there.
If you're gonna put an attack, bro, pull Vinny out. What did Vinny do in that game? He was awful. Well, you still allow him to play 90 minutes.
But notice, in the consequence of that, we played about 10 minutes since the sub of Gonzalo until Endrick went in. So we wasted 10 minutes of Vinny being a 9, which he's not a 9. And then we really lost any reference up top once we lost Gonzalo, because when Arda Güler came in...
Look at this comment.
Yeah, dude.
Real Madrid
yeah, I'm telling you. And that's why, to me, in this match, the whole intensity thing, it just doesn't move the needle for me, because it's like I was saying before, you can do it, okay,
but you choose not to do it enough.
Yeah, you choose not to. But the problem is, like I said, what's the point then if you're going to be so caught up in wanting to press and recover the ball like you did this match, but at the end you do nothing? The idea is to get that ball in the net, but you're not doing enough to do that. And it's not like Man City was sitting with 5 in the back and closing up the gaps and sitting and parking the bus. Dude, you had chances to put this thing away, but we're so inefficient in front of our goal, in front of the goal. It's just
But you know what else don't help, Marquitos?
It's disappointing, man.
We've got experienced players like Rudiger doing what he's doing in the box. When you've got someone like that doing that, bro, with all due respect, that just adds fuel to the fire already. There's already a fire getting built. You're just adding more fuel to it. I couldn't believe what he was doing.
The Rudiger thing, I had to. I think people needed to realize when we got Rudiger what he was, especially because, dude, nothing's changed when he was at Chelsea. He's the dumb idiot foul guy. He's the he's the guy that's just to me he reminds me like he's some dude that has like mad cow disease, right? He's just kind of makes some mistake. He's angry. There are some moments that he's going to be great because he matches the energy of a forward like Haaland, like maybe 2 seasons ago where we won the Champions League. He matched and shut down Haaland. But in some of these games, or today's game, he did okay. But then he has moments where he's bear hugging him in a corner kick. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why bear hug him? Like, why try to do the suplex? Like if you're over here in WWE or something.
Because he's got this bozo. He's got this bozo gene in him, bro. And I don't want to be disrespectful. Bro, I don't even want to be disrespectful now, but it looks like it. Exactly, bozo. Because it's like, bro, how can you do that when you're an experienced guy? You know you shouldn't be doing that in the box.
And
but
at the end, he almost gave that penalty against Savinho.
I know, to Savinho. Yeah. It's like, brother, did you not let... Bro, he nearly got sent off. I mean, bro, did you not look from the first time, in the first half? And that's an experienced guy, so when he does that, what do you think these younger players are going to do, bro? What, they're going to do the same shit then? Because that guy is supposed to show example of a leadership. Bro, let me talk about this guy now.
But Rudiger is not, to me, he's not the example of leadership. He should be the example of
you
attitude.
As an experienced guy, you need to show more, bro. That is not the way you do it. And Marquitos, bro, I know Savi didn't want to have this conversation now, but I need to ask, but we have to start talking about this now, bro. Vinny. Like, bro, what the hell are we going to do now? Because, brother, he wants 30 million. A year. Bro,
well, here's the thing. I think he wants this. He's already kind of shown his hand a little bit what happened in the beginning of this season. Yep. But to me, these moments right now are the things that are making me, if I was the front office, if I had, a proposal written up already on a piece of paper, right now, these kind of games are the ones that are making me grab that piece of paper and throw it in the shredder. Yeah. Because the idea here is you're asking for the 30 mil and stuff because of what you've accomplished. But my thing is you don't get what you've accomplished and that's what you get your thing. You have to keep earning it to show you that if I were to put a graph and I see how you're continuing to go and showing the growth and the potential, you still haven't even hit a ceiling and you're showing that, then yeah, dude, I hope I get you at 30 million because the way you're going, it's going to be more. So I got to lock you in it. But you're not even showing that. Now it's more of like you're asking for 30 mil. It's ridiculous because what you're showing is that you've already peaked and you're not even he's 24, 25.
Yeah.
Brother, like not even, I mean, Mbappe, I get, I wouldn't be renewing Mbappe next after this, right? Because I think honestly, he's showing you that even his ceiling, he's kind of getting there. Because I can't see Mbappe exponentially increase even more from this. Like I think
it's what, 27? I think it's what, 26, 27.
Yeah.
You don't get much.
Mbappe, like, you can't do much.
He's in his prime now, bro. Yeah. He's in his prime now. And here's the thing.
But the Vinny thing is more of like, dude, we haven't really hit your prime, but have you already peaked before you've already hit your prime?
Maybe he has, bro. Maybe he has.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't get it. And that's the sad part is after all that the club has really kind of done and deal with when it came down to Vinny Jr. in La Liga, all the things that happened, a season or two ago.
Mbappe.
It's Mbappe. The thing here is I get it. That might be crazy to deal with in La Liga when you were probably targeted for stupid crap, and it shouldn't be acceptable in 2025, but we deal with it. But at this point, shut your mouth, put your head down, and go out there and work, man. Earn it, dude. This club appreciates what you have done, and no one's taking that away from you. You've earned that part. But you can't come in and say, hey, 30 mil for me for this long, and I write that piece of paper when, brother, you're not showing up to work. What you're doing, brother, is not what we were actually asking for. What you're showing right now is you're just acting like a little baby, complaining. And to me, it's more of like, we've dealt with that, bro. We can deal with that. But if this is going to be the route, I say, thank you so much. Shake my hand. We appreciate you. Whatever we can do to show you the way out, I appreciate it. But change my mind. Change my mind. Right? Go out there and show the reasons why you're going to be worth 30 mil at Real Madrid. Show it.
You have to make the decision quick because, bro, 2026, he's got 1 year left then after that. Not this summer coming up, but the summer after.
But listen, it's going to be the same route that I said about Rodrigo. And Sam, you know my thoughts about Rodrigo.
He needs to leave. He needs to go.
But listen, I said this over the summer, and no one wanted to hear me. Get rid of this guy now. Cash the money in, dude. Somebody's going to be stupid enough to play 100 and something mil for this guy. Do it. But no, this dude wanted to fight for his position. Now wants to compete against Vinny. And people believed him, man. And now what do we got? A guy who literally, honestly, is not worth.
He begged for this too much. Too much for this.
I get
people don't want to pay the money.
Well, because it is what it is. But I think to me,
it's like, but this is why I criticize the club, because the club needs to tell these players, listen, mate, we don't want you here. If you don't leave, you're getting in the reserves, mate. You're not playing. All right?
That's what I was saying. Don't play them.
Before anyone even tries to do this argument of, but that goes against the contract. No, it doesn't.
Because it still comes to the manager making a decision if he should feature or not.
And this is why, if Real Madrid tells the player, because people are going to be like, yeah, but no one wants to leave Real Madrid. Bro, if you force the player out by telling them, listen, mate, if you don't leave, we will put you in the reserve. You're not playing anymore, and you're gonna, and your career is gonna get ruined here by not getting any game time.
Sam,
you're not going to international tournaments. But people need to start realizing that.
Sam, we had the leverage. Real Madrid had the leverage on Rodrigo because the reason why he was throwing his whole tantrum, and I was the first ones here dropping it, and I know everybody went against Kiko that was talking about that Rodrigo was gonna leave. But listen, I dropped that news that there was rumors of this guy, right? And when no one was believing me of what he was doing, I was telling people, beware. This guy will purposefully start dropping stinkers so that he can bring his value down. And then we don't earn anything. It will be at a loss now, right? And so what are the likes that we have right now, Rodrigo? Don't get me wrong. I know that he scored a goal today. He broke his streak, whatever it is, right? But it took him 32 matches, right? And it's not to say that he didn't have opportunities where even the new manager started him and gave him time to play and still couldn't do anything, really ineffective. Now, so to me, now that you have a problem, now you have to get rid of Rodrigo, right? Because
do you think he's leaving this summer? I think he's gone.
Well, because you got to think, to me, you had the leverage that this guy wanted to play good and start because he wants to play for the World Cup. So Real Madrid had the leverage. But we squandered it because we believed his little campaign that he's here to compete. He's not here wanting to leave. He wants to fight for the club and stuff like that. When it was straight bullshit, when he was flirting around with teams in the Premier League, bro, he would send his entourage to Liverpool, Man United, or over there in Manchester, and even in London to talk to teams while he's over here saying that he's here fighting for
these guys,
Yeah, dude. And so because then when the chats were actually going and he was saying that he wanted to get paid this much salary-wise, the teams were laughing because they knew that the true value wasn't the transfer they get, but the salary, ridiculous.
But that's the thing, bro. He asked for and that's where Real Madrid had to step in and say, listen, mate, if you do not leave, all right, you're getting in the result. Rodrigo would have said, all right, cool, we'll come to an agreement on the wages, get me out.
But
he would have done it, bro.
They believed him that he was going to come out here and compete and play for Real Madrid and stuff. And that's
this is why, Marquitos, this is why And this is why, Maquitos, I have lost faith in Florentino and in this Real Madrid board. All right? And I know what people are going to say. People will say, yeah, but you're agreeing with the ultras. So, no, it's not even about them anymore. It's not. All right? Like I said, I don't agree with their ideology one bit. But they have one thing right. Florentino has lost his plot. He has. Bro,
well, Sam, I don't even think that. I know what you're saying because the name Florentino Perez and being the president of the club means something.
Bro, I'll let you into secret right now. I'll let you into secret right now. Right now, I can let you even into secret.
He's not even. Let me tell you. I think for the last 2 or 3 seasons, although he is the president of the club, he's delegated a lot of stuff that he used to be in control of to other names, right? You know, the other names.
Sanchez and these guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in reality, although yes, the buck ends with the president of the club, but I honestly think is that he's so caught up on other things. I was telling that to Savi. He's so caught up on the global brand, how to get the Super League going, how to set up Real Madrid at a state that he can say, all right, I've done this, and since I already delegated all the other stuff that I used to be in charge of, like the transfers and all that, then I could just ride in the sunset with leaving Real Madrid where I wanted it to be, and I'm gone. And so the ones that we really need to be questioning about, it is going to be Jose Angel Sanchez. It is going to be the board and other people that are running certain parts of the club.
Yeah, I have problems with them because you know what, mate? All right? The Real Madrid that I grew up on would have forced Rodrigo out. They would have forced him out. They would have told him, listen, mate, this is not happening. You're gone. Yeah? Ozil, Marquitos, do you remember him? He was about to stay, but then his agent said, listen, dude, we have a contract from Arsenal if you don't give us more money. And Florentino and the board told them, mate, fuck off. Go then. Nobody cares. Leave.
Dude, well, think about Sergio Ramos.
And that's Ozil, by the way. That's Ozil we're talking about.
Think of Ramos. I know that he was already declined and he had a knee injury.
But still, bro, if you give me a choice, him or Rodrigo, brother, I'm picking that Ramos all day long over Rodrigo. This ain't even prime Ramos we're talking about. But look at the players that we're talking about, bro. Yeah, and look at what this guy, and look at this guy. Bro, this guy, bro. Look,
and that's why the question comes down to
thank you for the two UCLs. Thank you. But with all due respect, man, you are not Sergio Ramos. You ain't Sergio Ramos. You ain't none of these other guys, bro. Let's just keep that a G.
But so let's go back to the Vinny thing. I think the Vinny thing is he has, to me, I don't think he deserves the renewal the way that he's been performing from last season to this season. It just doesn't show that he can really earn the 30 mil. And I think at that point, then, it's just to really realize then, if we can save that money to then invest on, get rid of Rodrigo, if you can't do anything about Vinny, then just write out that contract and then say goodbye. Don't play him.
I think that people will be willing to buy him. I think people will be willing to buy him.
I mean, let him go Saudi, I guess, or something like that, because I just don't see.
I don't even care if he goes to rival, bro. Marquitos, I just don't think the guy is it anymore. Bro, do you know what it is? Look, I'm gonna be real with you now, mate. I'm gonna ask you one serious question now. What do you think Real Madrid needs to do now in the summer and moving forward? What has to happen? All right, regardless if the manager stays or goes, I still say at the end of the season he should go. But what do you do with this team? Because these players cannot go out unescaped.
So we need a massive rehaul in our defense.
Yep.
We need to start thinking now of life post Courtois.
Yep.
We have
Lulin's the answer for that, by the way.
Dude, yes, Lulin, dude. Lulin is he has to be a starter, bro. He's too good. I love
that guy, man. What a loyal man, bro. What a loyal guy.
To be at the place that he's willing to say I'm number 2 when he's at any place in Europe right now, he's a starter, bar none, and he's a good one. He still obviously has his moments, but he's fairly young, and he could still grow into that. He showed you one whole season what he was capable of.
Dude, did you see some of the saves and what he did during that penalty shoot? Did you? Brother, like, I don't think people realize. But if he wasn't there, if that was Kepa, bro, he wouldn't have won that UCL. By the way,
exactly. And so that's what, to me, it's like, it's unfortunate he couldn't play the final for the team, but he got us there. Yeah. And I have to, like, tip my hat to him.
Yeah, so, everyone was like, still, listen, Luna has just as much as Thibaut, even more.
So we just need to find a life and think of a life outside of Courtois, and so find another good backup goalkeeper after Lulin. Our defense needs a massive rehaul. I like Carreras. Dean, I have questions.
I still think we could get backup left back from the academy, Castillas.
Aguado. Yeah, but I think they're still going to be called up to the team. But I just don't see them starters like my starting 11. We need to get another. I like to hear that Schlotterbeck is available out there in the market. I like how he plays. I think he's a good center back in Europe. You can get good money out of him, and he's ready to go. He's a starter in Borussia Dortmund, so I don't think it'll be a problem there. And he's a lefty.
What about the midfield?
This obviously we have to get rid of Ceballos.
I'm gonna be rude, but as well, I'll give Ortega a chance at right back because I'm not sold on Trent yet.
Oh, dude, Trent! I've never been part of Trent's.
Oh no! I know. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, but because look,
Carvajal is done.
Oh, another one. I love him to bits. Thank you for everything. Like really, thank you for everything. Like
yeah. Oh, Chapo, thank you so much. You could always come back, help us out in the club and other areas.
And here's the thing, Marquitos, let's be real. That midfield, we have to start having conversations because look, here's the thing. Tchouaméni is the only one I'm right now. I'm like, do you know what? Yeah, I can actually keep you. You know why? Because this guy genuinely gives a fuck. He's one of the very few who, when we lost to AC Milan 3-1, during the game, he was getting booed by his own fans. Madridistas were booing him. He climbed back up here, strongly came back. All right? And he's doing all he can. He's the only one I would keep. But I'll say this, Marquitos. The rest of them, we need to have a conversation. Because Camavinga, look, people saying Camavinga, Marquitos, he's too injury prone. He's injured. This is getting too concerning now, Marquitos. Good player. This is getting, but bro, I can't keep relying on you if you can't stay fit. Do you get me?
And that's just the unfortunate part because I think keeping a Tchouaméni and Camavinga would have been a good base, a good foundation.
Of course he is.
But it's just like you said, if you're not available, then what's the point? The other player that I think, listen, what we currently have, except for Ceballos in the midfield, I can vibe with. It's just these guys have to have defined roles of what they're. You just can't throw them out there. Like you can't throw a Jude and an Odegaard. It's like they're doing. There's redundancies, and then yet you have players that are still free roaming. Like Jude, to me, needs to stop. Okay, what's the point of you helping out the two pivots if you're going to go in there acting like you're some forward crashing into the box all late? Like, you need to get this whole taste of wanting to score goals out. You're a midfielder, bro. Set this team up. I like that he has a hustle. I like that he doesn't want to go down with the first tackle when he gets tackled. He wants to go and keep going. Cool. But set it up. Don't set it up for you to get the glory. Like, set these players up. Zidane had to stop saying, like, I'm going to start scoring so I can set other players up. If this is supposed to be the icon.
06, by the way. 06 World Cup. Did you see what Zizou did there?
Yeah, but the thing is, we know that Zizou is capable of scoring goals, but the thing that made him good was that he could set up his team.
Yeah, but Zizou understood. He understood, not just as a manager, but as a player, bro. He even understood, okay, let me do this instead so I can compensate.
Yes.
You can help the team as well.
That's what I'm trying to say. And if this is the icon that supposedly you're rolling off the back of, the number 5 and the long sleeve, brother, then do exactly the same, bro. I don't mind you going up to the final third. You can crash once in a while in the box, but you don't always have to score. Set somebody up, bro. Set someone up.
Oh, the amount of times Gonzalo Garcia... Why do you think I was so fuming tonight, by the way? Gonzalo Garcia, how many times did he make a good run? And Jude Ovini refused to even give him a pass.
Yep.
He would have been on the score sheet if they had actually looked up.
And to me, I think once they had their defined roles of what you really want for them, I think, like I said, Odegaard could be a good player as well, but he has to be your 10. He cannot be an 8. He cannot be your 6. So I don't know why he's deep.
But by the way, speaking about 10 and Arda Güler, bro, this is something that was working at the beginning of the season. Why the fuck did he change it up, Marquitos?
Which one?
Why did he switch Güler away from the 10 when it was working at the beginning, bro? You see
That's
how
what I'm
Güler was.
saying.
I'm just
even Fede. Even Fede Valverde was part of that midfield, right?
Yeah.
But you understood the roles. That there was some. But that's the thing, bro. That's what I was trying to tell you. What happened in the Club World Cup was that you finally got a team that was kind of clicking when there wasn't a big name in that, which we all know.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The moment that because you have to, it's sad to say, it's his second year there, right? You already got the name, you know who he is. He has to start.
And this is nothing against him personally, by the way.
It's just it sucks that.
Yeah,
like
nobody. He's not being
scapegoat.
This is facts now, bro. Yeah, we have to start speaking about it, bro. Like that guy is an issue.
Yeah, tactically, he's a black hole.
Yeah,
and people will say he's scoring goals. Okay, I get it, bro, but it seems like he disrupts everybody else's role to cater to him, and if he's not getting catered to, then this team does not click, man. It just doesn't. So, but that's the thing that
even with that,
I echo what opinions. I echo what opinions said in one of the spaces. I got to get him credit because he said this.
Yeah,
I think this is the problem then why Xabi Alonso is where he's at. Because if Carlo Ancelotti could not figure out why Vinny and Mbappe in that offense couldn't click, and we're having the same issue now, we know the common denominator. It's Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid.
What do you think would happen,
can't figure this out, bro?
Marquitos, if he got sold next summer, hypothetically, Mbappe, let's say whatever. We know he ain't happening, but let's just say, dude, I think we would be a much better team. It would be much better balanced. The goals would be spread out.
But I would even say you replace it with bringing in the likes of a Haaland. You got to bring in Haaland.
Haaland would suit this team a lot, bro. Haaland would suit this team. He would elevate this team to another level.
We saw him today. He didn't have to do much, but the occupying the center backs, keeping Rudiger and Asensio busy. That's what you need from a 9.
Oh, Gonzalo did the same thing, bro. Gonzalo was causing problems. He was making hell of a good runs. One good pass was all it took, all right, for Gonzalo Garcia to score, but they refused to play the ball.
Yeah, he was keeping Ruben Diaz occupied. He was.
Diaz was struggling against it, but they didn't want to pass him the ball. So it's like, bro, if you're not going to give him a service, what the hell's the point?
Yep.
Then we've got people saying, "Oh, but Gonzalo Garcia's not doing anything." Bro, he's not getting any service, bro. Exactly. You know, if you're not going to provide a player like that with service, like, well, what the hell is he supposed to do, bro? Do you get me? Yep. The guy's not CR7.
It goes back to the likes of back then when we had the likes of big names, right? Like I was telling you about Zidane and all them. There used to be a player they called Pavones, but his name was Pavon, and it was letting you know that it was the likes of world stars, world-class players, and then you got your scrums, right? The no-names, the nobodies in that squad. You need that blend. You got the names, you got Jude Bellingham, you got Vinny, you got Mbappe, but you need the nachos, right? You need the soldiers, the ones that are going
to start respecting how good Nacho was now. Now people need to understand how good Nacho actually was.
You won't get the likes of like that.
Sergio Ramos. No one will ever say that he was.
Yeah,
he's not Fernando Hierro. Exactly. Yeah, but he understood. He understood up here. And that's what I mean, bro. This is my issue.
And I think, and this is what I was trying to tell people. I was telling this to the other spaces after the Celta Vigo game. When you sprinkle in, because let's say if there is an invisible hand that's preventing us to dig into the Castilla team, that's a problem. But if we were to have these soldiers, right, that listen to Arbeloa and they listen to Xavi because they want to get that chance to play for Real Madrid first team. Imagine now you sprinkle in, like you said, let's say you say Fortea. I say Thiago, right?
Cestero.
Let's say you get these guys in there.
Chema.
And you're getting output, right? A goal here, an assist, a good performance from these players. Now you light a fire under the guys, the big names, right? Because they're wondering, damn, some 18-year-old kid is out there performing in the midfield when it should be Jude.
Yeah.
When it should be Camavinga, right? So now you have lit up the fire, and now Xavi Alonso is going to look at the big names on the bench and say, what do you want me to do? Aren't we getting the results? Aren't we winning? But the problem here is what I said before with Xavi Alonso. When he came first with the idea of being the disciplinarian and coming in and saying that you got to earn the minutes to be here to start for me. But the moment he threw that out the window because he didn't like the pressure that he was getting for not starting Vinny and all that, and not starting Jude when Jude came back from injury, that's the problem. And I felt like he lost a lot of credibility and authority in that dressing room. Because now the players tested him.
Who gave him this pressure, by the way? Who do you think gave him this pressure?
He goes by Los Blancos Talks Madrid. I'm playing, man. No, it's the Spanish media. It was the fan base.
Do you think Florentino was putting pressure on him as well?
No, I think, yeah, of course. I bet there is some front office pressure, of course.
And this
They're
is
the
why
ones. Listen, there's a history.
This is why.
There's a history of the front office talking to the Spanish press to then add pressure to their own manager. Like this is
this is why I keep saying to everyone this. I don't want another Galactico. I don't want, when this is done, all right? When this whole thing is done, because some of these guys are getting sold in the summer, bro, I don't want to see another Galactico ever again. And with all due respect, if you're going to bring another Galactico player in, bro, he has to suit the team, like Ronaldo did when we bought him in. Or Haaland. He will suit the team. But you cannot buy an Mbappe when we don't even need him. If we needed someone like him, cool. But then that's a complete different story. Then you wouldn't even sit here and hear me or you or Salvi or anyone else moaning. None of us would be moaning. But
it's like I said, you have to sprinkle it, man. You have to have the names.
And this is the thing, bro. And this is the thing. And but with all due respect, I want more players from the Castilla to come up. Because these players, we have some good fucking players there, bro. Sestero, bro, put him out on loan. Chema's doing amazing up there on Stuttgart. You let him have another season of development, bro. Nico Paz is coming back. Marquitos, watch what Nico. I bet you he's gonna throw everything on that pitch for dispatch. I bet you. He's from the Castilla, bro. He gets it.
It's gonna go well because the moment we get rid of Ceballos, you bring in Nico Paz. You have to get rid of.
What do you do with Arda Güler? Because then it's what him. Actually, what I would do personally.
Keep Arda Güler.
Everyone's saying put Güler out on loan. Do you know what I would do?
No, I don't.
I'm saying keep them too, and you tell Bellingham, listen, mate, you're moving back to the A. And here's what I'm going to be ruthless. If Bellingham says privately, I refuse to play as an A, bye-bye. If you're going to sit there and act like that and say, I'm not playing down there, I want to keep scoring goals, I'm not going to play as a central midfielder, then bro,
no, his dad is gonna enter the locker room and stuff.
Cool. No, my kids, I'm being real. If I hear that from his camp, then leave, because I don't want people like that thinking that they can decide that shit when you clearly ain't a 10.
I think the likes that you can keep, let's say next season or the start of this season, right? We get Camavinga to be healthy and he can sustain it. I say a box midfield of the likes of Tchouaméni, Camavinga are your two pivots. And listen, I don't care if you send Jude and Arda Güler up there. They just have to have a defined role. Stop going in the box. We don't need to be in the half space and feed the players up top. When you do that, then these guys are not floating around, covering their own spaces and blocking their runs or anything. Now, what I would say is you bring in Nico Paz, you bring him back, you let him compete with Arda Güler, and you let them tap it out. We did this with Isco and James. We got the best out of Isco. Look how good that
season went, by the way. Yeah. Look how good that season went.
You get the best out of Isco when he can, when he's having his little moments. You got a hungry midfielder.
Of
James. Yep. You put in James. And James would do a little bit here and there, maybe not as much but Isco was your backup every time.
Can I ask you this? What do you do if Camavinga's injury keeps going like this? And we see that during.
You gotta. I think a wonderful name that you need to bring from the Castilla is going to be Thiago.
Who? Thiago.
Yeah, Thiago.
What about Cestero? Because a lot of people have been telling me about Cestero.
Yeah, he's doing good as well. I mean, if you want to bring both,
what would you say is the main difference between Thiago and Cestero?
I would say that I like the work rate of Thiago a little bit better. I just like the ball hunting aspect of Thiago as well.
But, what would you explain him as?
Oh, you got to bring him as just your CM, or you can even add him as a little DM. Like you can have him as a 6.
No. Like what would you describe him as a player? Like what would you say what type of player is he? Is he like a controller? Is he a box crusher? Like what would you say he is?
Dude, I don't know if you remember Manuel Angel. I don't know.
I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Sign Angelo Stiller.
Nah, bro.
He's not bad. Honestly, it's just is he Realmadrid? I don't know. At this point, anybody really you can.
Nah, bro. I would rather have players like this, but players that would die for this bad.
Pitrach, yeah, that's what I was saying. Thiago, dude, how could I explain it to you? It's just because he's still a bit raw, but I just like his work rate. I don't know what it is, man. I like where he occupies certain spaces in the midfield. The ball hunting is what I like. And then once he's on the ball, he's not afraid of taking on 1v1s. And it's not like he's crazy, he's just going to beat you on a sprint like Fede Valverde. But it's like he's going to properly beat you to then release the ball where he needs to get it to.
Do you agree, Marcus, that we need to bring in someone like a Vitinha? Someone like that? In this case, it would be Adam Warren, Sensei. But would you say that someone like that would be important?
Anybody would like to have a Vitinha in their team.
No. I'm saying someone like a controller. Would you say that is the most important thing? Trying to find a controlling midfielder.
I just think we have them. It's just they're trying to do too much. If you're going to be the controller, that's your role when you got called up in the lineup. Stay as a controller. Stop trying to be the enforcer. Stop trying to be the box crasher at the same time. It just doesn't work.
But Marquitos, what if it gets to a point? But bro, here's the thing. I try to think like you. Trust me, I did. And listen, we're having a good conversation, and bless up to you every time. Here's the thing. I try to think like you did, but I just think some of these guys have too much ego to do what you're asking for. Therefore, you need to sell one of them to show an example that you ain't safe.
But Sam, you're right. But let's say because we're locked in because the contract, right? I would say is the best way to embarrass these guys is to bring up a no-name, a kid that has his shirt tucked in and he has a number 37 or something like that he's out there bawling and getting the applause of the Bernabeu. That is what makes these guys get embarrassed right there, to know that they're up there in the stands or in the bench watching some 18, 19-year-old kid who should be at the Castilla on Saturday, but is out there on Sunday in the Bernabeu balling out with the likes of Tchouaméni. Does that make sense? That is the embarrassment that these guys should be noticing and realizing that, holy shit, I'm the number 5. I'm Araguer. I'm Camavinga, and I'm watching some, kid named Thiago Pitrach to go ahead and do that. Whoa, did I lose Sam here? And so, I don't know. I think that's the best way I say that you can embarrass some of these players, to realize I got somebody that is a no-name, and he's out there balling out, and he's doing what I need him to do. And so if you want to go ahead and attack their ego, that's the way you do it. You find someone that has no ego and performs the likes of you or better. And that's the sad part, is that I don't get why we don't mess with the Castilla players, because we got good solid players there, but because we drank the Kool-Aid. We drank the Kool-Aid of the likes of having big names starting lineup every time, then now we have to die. It's kind of like the saying, like, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And that's the sad part about Realmadrid right now in the state that it's in. We cannot see ourselves starting a kid from the Castilla when in the other camp, our arch rivals are playing 8 players from their academy in a Champions League night or in some night, for them where they can rest their main players. And we can't do that, man. We can't hold it down. So that's the sad part, because we have good players coming down the pipeline, and plus we have sent many players on loan that are good, right? We mentioned that likes of Nico Paz and Chema, but that's sad, bro. That's sad that we have to go with what we bought, and then those guys that we bought, they're sucking ass. Sorry for the cussing.
But bro, these players that you're mentioning, like these players that you're actually mentioning,
Carl is a good kid, man. What are you saying, Carl from Bayern Munich? Dude, he's I think he's 17, 18 years old. He's cooking right now in Bayern Munich.
Yo, can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Bro, here's the thing. Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you. What players, like, here's the thing. So in order for all this to happen, like you said, like, I do think though some players are going to have to be sacrificed. Well, I mean, that's just obvious. But I think Real Madrid has to start looking at the academy. Number one, start looking at the academy. And I think whatever we do next, whoever you buy, you have to buy smart now. Now it has to be smart investment. Like, it's got to be smart investment now, Akitos.
Sam, but this is the problem then that we come across is if we sack the manager, we are back to square one, to where then the next manager is going to bring his players. And so now we got a blend of Carlo players, Xavi players that he brought it this summer, and then now whoever the other manager is going to bring. So that's why, to me, it's like, if you're going to invest in what Xavi Alonso is trying to do, I said this after even the loss of Celta, you either don't accept it and you are going to want to go ahead and get rid of this guy and then get rid of certain players, then you're going to be back into square one of trying to rebuild again, right? And hoping that everything clicks and then we lift up trophies. But we know that in modern football now, the way it's going, doesn't work that well. Now, the sucky part is your arch rival over there has one season under Hansi Flick and he won one, right? He got a domestic, was it domestic treble or double?
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, dude, if they're able to do that with like a non-existent budget, why can't we do this on the pitch, man? It's like the names that you have on here.
Because these players care more about they care. Because I told you right now, Florentino, the way he's moving, he cares more about business point, and he has moved away from the sports side, and that is actually annoying. It's actually annoying. And I need,
but like I said,
to stop doing that. Or
no, yeah. I think
go on, man.
that's just gonna be the reality that we have to, as the fan base, because like I said, Sam, at some point, no matter how many spaces you create on that app, or you get onto YouTube Live and you do your thing, at the end of the day, those people that are in charge are the ones that are actually running the club. And they will do whatever they feel like is fit for them and what they think is fit for the club. And that's the sad part, man, because then... Am I losing you, Sam? Or I don't know if we're losing Sam here. In the chat, I don't know if down there, if you guys want to, if Sam is the one losing it or am I the one losing signal here?
Hold on.
Hey, I got you a little bit. I mean, you're buffing, but
can you hear me now?
Yeah. I mean, you're cutting off in and out, but your signal is kind of seems a bit weak. Is like I said, yeah, audio cutting. Just let me know if I'm the one okay or if Sam is the one, because I don't know if I am or not. But
how about this? How about this? Now, hold on. I've closed my camera. What about now?
Yeah, we could hear you. I could hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you.
All right, cool. All right,
No,
cool,
yes.
cool. I've closed my camera, guys. We ain't gonna be here for much longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I know this is a long one, but listen, I think I go back to kind of maybe end it here with a thought, but it's more of like, this is either okay. So it's a sinking ship, as we can observe, right? These performances are not well. They're not to par that we expect this club to be with the names and the likes that we have. If we have this sinking ship, it would be really poor for us to go ahead and throw out the captain right now. What really needs to happen is figure out where the leak is coming from, in a sense of like the sinking ship. Can we fix it with what we got? I would say we do. We just got to let this manager, this club figure it out real quick, and the players need to get on it right now and figure out where the leak is coming from. If it's not, it comes to a point where it's a critical decision to make, because at some point there will be abandoning a ship. There will be heads like that will be rolling. So my closing thought is, I think it's still too soon to sack Xabi Alonso, because I think there's going to be more trauma if we sack him, let's say after this weekend, because let's say we draw against Alaves, which is horrible, right? It would be a bad result. But I still think it would
I think what if we lose? But what if we lose that game?
It's because I say again, this game shows you then it's not necessarily the manager's fault. Don't get me wrong. It's not to say he doesn't have any blame. But there is an issue with this dressing room, and they need to figure their shit out. Because if they don't,
so what if we lose to Alaves? Yeah, but what if we lose to Alaves? Then what? If we lose to them, then what?
If you lose, you lose, obviously. But to me, it's like, what's the outrage? We already show you that we're not willing to beat Girona.
The outrage is simple. Like, how many more games can you go down like this before something actually happens?
But the thing is, what I want people in the fan base to understand is, listen, that's just the reality. And that's why I was telling people, and people get on to me because I said these 3 words: lower your expectation. I'm not saying that there's not a standard of being a Madrid and what we exceeding and what we think the players should be at. But we have to confront with the reality that the bunch of players that we have right now, this collection of players and on a pitch, are just not good enough to beat an Elche. They're not good enough to beat a Girona and not good enough to beat a Celta Vigo. Deal with it, Real Madrid fans. This is the truth and the reality. I know that you want to go and talk to your Barca friends and clown on them that we're beating this team or not. You want to go and clown to the Premier League teams and deal with the reality that this team is not where it needs to be. But the problem is, like I said, if you throw in one, you should throw everybody else out. But the reality is, to me, you're causing more harm, because let's be realistic. Who's going to come in if you sack Xabi Alonso after this?
No, I hear that. So what if we can agree on this to round it up? What players would you get rid of in the summer? And then how many do you think realistically will? Because you and I have both agreed that the players are a much bigger issue than the manager. Much bigger issue.
We need to get rid, or I don't know their contracts and how the length, but I don't need to see the names of Alaba. I don't need to see the names.
Alaba's leaving in the summer. Guaranteed.
Okay.
Rudiger's contract's going out this summer as well.
Okay. So I don't want to see the names of Alaba, Ceballos, Brahim Diaz, Rodrigo.
Yeah. All right. He's probably going to get sold in the summer, so that's 2.
I'm trying to think of who else I don't want to see. There's a lot of players I don't want to see, but I want to be realistic here.
What about Vinny?
If you can get money out of him, sure. I don't think I'll have a problem if he goes.
Even if
I
Vinny
just don't
goes,
think he will. I just don't think he will. But if he does, I don't care.
No. I'm saying if he don't get that contract, if he's not getting that contract, do you not think then that maybe that then
Well,
it would be like,
let him figure it. Let him do what we try to do with Rodrigo in the summer. Let him go find a deal. If we still got you under contract, it doesn't matter.
All right,
like,
fair enough.
Yeah, like let him figure it out. He's the one that didn't want to sign our proposal.
Yeah, because Endrick's coming back. He's going on loan, but he's coming back.
I wish he wouldn't leave, to be honest with you, but I get he wants to play.
I agree. I would not get rid of him.
Yeah. Dude, there's another name that I'm thinking that I don't want to see in this team, but I can't.
Brahim?
No, I already said Brahim. I said Ceballos too, right?
Yeah, you did. Trent?
Well, I never wanted Trent at all, but we're stuck with him. Mendy? I don't know. I think Mendy's another one.
Okay. Well, where did this guy play? Where is this guy playing?
Oh, no.
What
I think Fran Garcia is the other one.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's got to go as well.
So that's what I was telling you before, that our whole defense needs a revamp. We need to forget the attack. We already got the players. We need defense, man. We need to start looking for defenders.
Bro, I wouldn't even say the midfield. But to be fair though, if you get rid of what's it called, Vinny, you have to get another attacker in, don't you think? Or do you think it's just keep it as it is?
No, yeah. We have to get one or two players, but that's what I say. It's like then with what you have left is what you can bring up, or you could decide to say, yeah, we go for the market for another. I just don't think that there's a really big name right now that's coming on the left.
But do you know what I wouldn't mind, Maquitos? I wouldn't mind if Madrid gets rid of someone like Vinny. They play Mbappe on the left, Gonzalo Garcia up top, then Endrick and Franco battles out for that right wing. And then you do that for 1 or 2 seasons. Then you can go for someone like the big name Haaland when Pep leaves Man City.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, right now,
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I think right now, leading up to the market, maybe I'm not good enough to keep an eye out, like what's the breaking star, the player that's coming from this place, and you better jump on it now. Like I haven't been really paying attention too much, but like I said,
who's that?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like I haven't been paying attention too much with like the market, like that, like with players.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
no, I hear that. Do you know what I would do, Marquitos? I would say I wouldn't mind if the attack stays like that for 1 or 2 seasons, because I think that will be very well balanced. Endrick and Gonzalo will give it their all, and then, dude, if Mbappe can keep scoring like that, Cole wouldn't do that, and then we can spread the goals towards Gonzalo and Endrick as well. That would be perfect, and Franco, doing his thing. I would say then the midfield. You got the likes
of like Jude behind that. You got Nico Paz behind that. Aguilera behind that in the midfield.
And that's the thing. But I will say this though, Marquitos, because Jude, we have to have a. But bro, I need to be real with you. We have to be real with this whole Jude thing, bro. The only way Jude stays is then by we making it clear that he has to play as an A. He cannot play in the 10, bro. He can't. He cannot. You cannot play him and Aguilera in the same team and then play him in the 10. It's never gonna work. Then things have to be clear.
Well, it's like I said, when he's in the starting lineup, he needs to get a defined role. And if he's not listening to that, then bro. Like you have to be the manager that has what they say, the cojones or the minerals to say, no, sit on the bench. You're not listening to me. And what's causing us is the games. So, right, makes sense. So that's what, to me, even in the Celta Vigo game, Jude was the worst midfielder we had on that pitch.
Yeah. But he was allowed to stay there for that long. That's what really pissed me off.
And that's what I'm saying is then the manager, because that's the thing, bro. This is it's a loop. It's the player's fault, but why? It's the manager. But it's the manager because of the players. And so it's just this weird loop, and someone has to break it. So
here's the thing. The manager has to blame for not having enough cojones. Exactly. All right, to stick to his game plan and not dropping them when they don't perform.
And he had them, but I don't know where he hid them whenever.
And that's the thing.
That's his problem.
I blame these players for what they did on the car. Exactly, but I blame these players for what they did on the Carlo. All right, and guys, anyone who just tuned in, the reason why I've turned my camera off is because this whole thing was bugging out, so I had to do that. All right, but I'm doing this because this conversation is unbelievable, and the chat is loving it as well. But do you know what it is? the main reason why I am saying this, though, Marquitos, is because you look around, bro. They did the same thing under Carlo. The same bullshit that we saw under Carlo. They did the same thing there, and now they've done it here as well. So it's like, then, bro, how many more managers are we going to have to go to before you say, yeah, you know what? These players actually are a big reason, bro. Anyone who doesn't want to be here, if you don't want to be here, no problem. Leave my club. Like, you really don't have to be here, bro. Like, no one is forcing you to stay here. If you don't want to be here, bro, leave. Please. And one thing I would say going into the future, bro, look at the Castilla more. Like, Thiago, yeah? Sestero, Chema is already out on loan. Nico Paz, he's coming back. Gonzalo Garcia. But these guys will run and they'll die. Yeah, they might not have the quality, Marquitos, as the previous Galactico generations. But they will do one thing that these generations did. They will run their socks off. They will.
Well, of course,
they're Madridistas.
But it's not even that. Or yes, there's that. But it's like you're telling a kid who either has been on the team in the academy pipeline for a number of years now, and you're telling him, hey, listen, the contract numbers wise is not going to be insane, but the privilege of being a player that came from the Castilla and now being part of the first team, you're going to be, because think back, man, there's not many who can say, I started with the academy and now I play with the first team at Real Madrid with the likes of so-and-so and so-and-so. Like, it's really rare, right? So when you have a kid, that's why I say soldier. If you have this soldier who is falling in line, you tell him you need him to do that, he's going to tell you how high, right? You tell him to jump, he's going to tell you how high. You tell me, sir. Like, you tell me where you need me to be, right? Those are the guys you need. And that's what I was telling you before you were cutting off, is that those are the likes that you need to embarrass the dudes with the big ego. Because the guys in the big ego, they got there because they were doing the work rate. They were doing the work. It's just now that they got the fame, they got the accolades, they got the world brand, they got the global brand, whatever it is, right? They got their own signature boot. Now that you're there, it's like you lost focus of what got you where you're at. Don't get me wrong, dude, get your bag, get your money. But those players that we're talking about that are going to come up, that are nobodies, that people are going to be like, who is that? Right? And they're performing and they're listening to their manager. They're keeping the players that have to,
by the way. They did the exact same thing to Asensio. And listen, whether you like Asensio or not, irrelevant. All right, yeah, he's not the greatest defender, but he gives his all to the team, bro.
And it's why the Bernabeu applauses him when he does a tackle.
Yeah,
because they're seeing the work rate.
And that's
he has bozo moments, but
and you mentioned soldier thing, bro. Now imagine you've got Nico Paz coming back. All right, you've got next season, the season after, Chema comes in the team. All right, Sestero gets a shot. Yeah, Thiago gets a shot. A left back from the Castilla.
We already have a soldier. We already have a soldier, number 16, but we're not playing him. That's the only. Yeah. That's the demoralizing part of
Garcia, it. You've got him. That's 6. You've got Franco. Franco's doing the soldier work. That's 7. Now you got Endrick. That's 8. That alone, if you've got like 8, 9, 10 soldiers, then you've got the keeper who's just unbelievable.
But now it's the manager who has to have what we're saying, the minerals, to say, all right, thank you, Jude. Thank you, Camavinga. Thank you, Tchouaméni. Thank you, Fede Valverde. Thank you, Dean Housen. But right now you need to sit on the bench, and I need to get the work rate right now out of certain players because I need to get the results as well.
And if these players want to kick off and then say that they want to leave, then cool, leave.
Exactly.
Leave.
And then
if they don't care,
you still got the contract. They could you still, as a manager, have the power to tell these players, sit down. You can go up all the way up there in the little sweet box that we got over there for players that want to be watching the game with their families. You can watch from all the way up there.
Bro, look at the way Vinny reacted.
The reality.
Bro,
with reality. Yeah.
Bro, look at the way Vinny reacted when he got subbed off in the El Clasico. But look at the way my man reacted. Like, that was a sign of disrespect. That was a sign of like, yo, how can you do this to me when I'm the Vinny. I don't want to be here anymore. That was him pretty much saying, yo, I don't want to be here anymore. Mate, if you don't want to be here, bro, leave.
Look how no one talked about how. Okay, so this is the thing that I'll say. The worst part is in the media picked up the whole tantrum that Vinny did in the Clásico, right, when he got subbed off.
Correct.
But no one is talking about how Raúl Asensio today threw his fit when he got subbed off.
Yeah.
Now, right? No one in the media is talking about, did y'all see what Raúl Asensio did when he got subbed off? I can't believe it, man. That's so unprofessional, right? Because the name, what causes engagement on social media, right? But they did this. They both did the same thing. They both
no, but they're doing it because of this case that Asensio had. If you know what I'm talking, that's literally the only reason why they're doing this to him.
Well, of course, because they know that these players are coming in when they believe they have certain powers or they can pull certain strings with the manager, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but Asensio did that because he was putting in the work. That's the difference.
Exactly, and that's why, to me, as a fan, I would completely empathize and sympathize with what he did there, because I would understand, like, damn, dude, I put in 70 minutes of hard work.
He should have never taken Asensio. Asensio was not the player that should have been coming off there. Vinny was a completely different scenario for me.
Exactly, but I go back again. If you were to have soldiers in this lineup, it would embarrass these big names, man. I'm telling you.
It would. And you know what it would do? Bro, the media would get a harsh reality, because then do you know what? Because Madrid would be flying in the groups in the UCL. They would be doing in the league, sorry, but they would even do quite well in the Champions League.
What happens though, Sam, is then that player that came in was the soldier. His shirt is tucked in, right? He never untucks his shirt. He's a youth product. You just now lit a fire under his ass where he's not gonna give that up, right? He's a pit bull. He took a bite, he clenched his jaw, and he ain't letting go. That is what then you've now created out of you as a manager who gave that opportunity. You're now having a player that's going to be developing, that has the trust of a manager. You've now created a launch pad for that player to now become whatever he's going to be, right? Because the potential is still that player's role.
Yeah.
But you've like launched it for him. You've vamped it for him. And so imagine now you, a young manager like Xabi Alonso, and the likes that you brought in, like that we applaud Solari and Zidane for bringing in Vinicius, right, at that time. Fede, Casemiro, when you brought him back from Porto. Like, the reasons why we
was Casemiro not going through our Castilla?
He was there. He was with the team, but remember, then we ended up loaning him out to Porto. And then
but he was going through our academy, correct?
Yeah. I think he had a season or two.
But there you go. So again, another warrior, and this is the difference.
Yeah.
Again, a soldier, and bro, with all due respect, and these players that we've mentioned, Juan Martinez, thank you. Okay, cool. That's 9, bro. And like I said, Marquitos, we're not even saying that these guys are world class players. No, we're not. But bro, with all due respect, these guys, you put this team together, all right, and then you add some quality between them, all right. Then you can buy a Haaland. You can buy, I don't know, another quality midfielder if you want to. Yeah, no problem. Maybe then you can slug a little Chouameni in there, because he actually, like I said, for one of the few that will literally put his body on the line. But the point then is, bro, you get a team with players, all right, that will run. They will run for this bat. They'll run for the club, and they just won't give up, bro. And they just won't give a fuck who they're going up against, bro. They won't give a shit. They're going to be like, yo, we're having a go.
Sam, and I'm telling you, when the Bernabeu sees that on the pitch, you will start hearing the applause.
Yes.
When they tackle, when they go and make a proper pass, when they beat a 1v1 against Pedri, dude, they'll be applauding and they'll be asking more of those players. And now the manager realizes that he has now pleased the Bernabeu. They're getting good vibes out of it. They're feeling the support. You've now changed the dynamics. And if you got that one player that has a big name is now bitching about why he's not playing,
Yeah.
No, the media
can. Everyone's gonna tell that person, bro, shut your mouth.
But like I
Shut
said,
your mouth.
You need a manager, because this is all theorized, but you need a manager who has the minerals, who's willing to do that. But like I said,
then I also think we need to do this. We need to. I still think. Here's the thing. I still think, though, Marquitos, that we need to, as well, get a board that will allow this to happen. That will let the shackles off and say, you know what, do what you want to do. Yeah, do what you need to do. If you have to even get rid, if you want to play some of these youth players, all right, that are showing very big potential, do it. Yeah, do it. Because these guys will actually run.
yeah,
but like I said,
it's
the manager grows some balls now. Yeah, Paul's no Diddy, but I'm being serious now. All right, be brave now. Stop playing these overpaid, overrated bunch of garbage players, bro. Because with all due respect, your name can be Vinny. Your name can be, I don't know, whatever. Do you get me? Rodrigo, it can be Benem, it can be whatever, bro. I don't give a fuck. I genuinely could not give a fuck, bro. I want people that will run and die and blood sweat for this team. And before anyone, my kids, let's just be honest, mate. Because I think even you can agree with me. The team that won the UCL in 02 and the league, I think, as well in 02. The team that won the UCL in 02 in 2000 in 98. Yeah, the team that did the three-peat, La Decima, 2022, 20, and even in 2022. Bro, these players, what was the one thing? What was the one dynamic thing that they all did? They were quality Marquitos, but they were soldiers, bro. They were warriors. They were running. They wouldn't stop run. And they just wouldn't give a fuck who you are, bro. Because they're like, yo, you want to play against us? Hey, we're having a go at you, mate.
Sam, I just think of like an analogy about it this way. Imagine a boxer, right? A boxer's going to have his combination. He's going to have his set punch. But then he has his setup combo, right? And then he has his haymaker, right? He has his knockout punch. That team that you're talking about, the three-peat and all that, dude, these guys got hit in the chin a couple times. Things didn't look good. Things were kind of, but they still had the knockout punch.
They didn't care, bro. They did not care.
You knew that when they went down 3 goals or 2 goals or 3 goals in was it against Wolfsburg or something like that? I think it was 2-0.
2-0, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew that if the match was at the Bernabeu, this team was going to figure out to have the knockout punch.
And bro, not even that. Look at the way CR7 was nodding his head when he came and pointed at him. You just knew, okay, this is he's gonna be up for it, bro.
But we knew.
Bro, look at the Munich game in 2024. But look at that second leg. But you just knew what we were gonna do. Look at 2022, bro. All right, all those combats. What people think that was just luck, but that wasn't just luck. Yeah, we had luck, but those players were running, bro. And that's all I am begging for, bro. Look, I promise you all. I can promise every single one in here. If we do this, yeah, and I'm telling you right now, all right? I'm telling you right now as well. If we can do this, and look, Sensei have said this, and look, Marquitos, I don't know about you, and Cray have also said this. This will only happen post Florentino and all that. We're gonna have to wait and see. But I can guarantee you this, Marquitos. This will make a hell of a lot of a change. Like it will. People don't want to see it now because it's not the big names, but it will, Marquitos.
But the crazy part to me is, the sad part is, we are now living in the likes that we hear more about these players' agents and their entourage. When the likes of, like, I mean, other than Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously we knew who his manager was or his agent was the majority of time. But I didn't know who the agent was for Toni Kroos. I didn't know the agent for Modric, right? Like, I mean,
no, but nobody cared. Nobody
cared. And they held themselves as the player to be the ones that said, I'm the one that's playing out there, not my manager, not my entourage. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it because I know that who I'm playing for, right? I got to this state. I'm playing for this team. I have the number, I have the badge on my chest for a reason because I worked up here for it.
Dude, look at Franco. Look at Franco.
Yeah. But I was saying, like, Cray was saying it down there, right? Like, he's saying CR7, Benzema, Luka, Kroos. Like, all those guys understood what they were able to bring up to the moment. And you would assume that these players, because this is the only gripe I have, is how many we just can't also be referencing the likes of these players that we just mentioned for these young bucks, because some of them did get the opportunities to play with Toni Kroos and Modric and Benzema.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
But if you did, brother, what are you doing to stand on their shoulders to continue that legacy and not just try to do it all on your own? Because as of right now, it ain't working. So I think these players need a massive wake up, a massive a default reset of default settings.
But how do you do that? Well, here's the answer. You start by selling some of them to send a clear signal. And number two, bring some of these players up, the likes of Joao Martinez and Sensei. These people say this, bro, because they haven't got a clue. They think that these paid employees, these overrated paid employees, are not going to do anything better. Do you know what would happen, bro? Then you do that. Then you bring some of these players up from the Castilla. You put them in. All right, Gonzalo Garcia. For me, he should be starting much more than what he is. That's one player.
Even if he doesn't start, but he should be getting at least 30 minutes.
On more. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
30
then what else do you do? You let
there's
Franco.
Some games. Listen, there's some games. I think that Athletic Bilbao was a perfect one, dude. I don't care if Mbappe's seeking his hat trick. He didn't have to play the full game.
Oh, how many games have we needed a goal, but he's not even brought him on? Do you know how embarrassing that is?
The Olympiacos game, he took care of like certain goals, get him out, but then the other guy, put Endrick.
But he didn't do it, bro, and that's my issue with him. Then here comes another thing. Start letting Endrick get more game time, because Endrick is a warrior and he will run. And Endrick's quality, by the way, that guy, yeah, he might not be the best dribbler, but bro, that guy can hit a ball. He can shoot like a ball, bro, and he knows how to score. Yeah, Gonzalo, not only can he score, not only can he shoot well in the box and outside the box, his long shots are insane as well. But that guy has the hold-up play. He can do the 1-2s with you. He can connect. He can be the target man. Everything, bro. You saw against Elche when he came on, bro. Look how good he did. So you start playing him, Endrick. You let Franco get more game time. All right. Then what else do? You let when Nico Paz comes back, you play him. Then you can add a Tchouaméni there. Then you can play a Thiago or a Sestero next to him. In the back line, Joao Martinez, Asensio. Yeah, you can play a Fortea, have Lunin in goal, and you can play Aguado or another left back, or you buy a quality left back, or whatever. Yeah, or if you want to play with Carreras there. All right.
I just echo what, because I'll be having to leave soon, but I just wanted to say I just echo what I said earlier when I got on, is that these players got signaled out that these players can show the intensity that they played in today's game. And that's what, to me, it's like, I care less. But
they do not have it up in them to do this every game. And that is why you can't trust them.
And that's where I say that's the red flag, is that the likes of that we've been mentioning, the names that they are, these players are able to do it. Today, because I know Sensei mentioned Fede didn't learn anything from Modric and stuff. Fine. He didn't learn how to be exactly like those two guys, but I remember Fede Valverde behind those two guys. No, but Fede
Valverde, one thing I will give Fede Valverde, he has given everything. Like, you can't deny that. Fede has given, bro, his body is broken. His body is broken.
And yet today, this guy in the second half had some of the most progressive carries of the ball.
And look where he's playing, as a right back.
Exactly. So, but I go back to the idea that these players are capable of, but they need to figure out to switch this thing on every time they step onto that pitch. But that is either a player issue or a manager who cannot find a way to engage that from them. And if he can't draw that out of them, then yes, I think then he's not the right man for the job. So that has to be figured out.
But I will echo this with you before we bounce.
Yeah.
I would get rid of a lot of these players before I even start looking at the manager. And I would look, this is what I would say. In order for this to happen, do you think this can even happen on the Florentino, or do we have to wait for another president to come in for this chance to happen?
I would love it if they change it around before we change to another president. But if it's going to be post Perez, then it's going to be post Perez. But we'll see.
What do you think the next president have to do, Marquitos? What does he have to do? The next president that comes, because Florentino ain't got left. He ain't got much left.
They need to figure out what the sporting identity is going to be for this club. Are we going to continue the whole routes of just getting the big names and just sign whatever because we're able to, or have a sporting identity of saying, hey, you know what, we're going to try to build a certain squad for this specific reason, for these certain accolades. But if we don't get that from a president who wants to set a vision of what it's going to look like post Perez, because we can't get, like, at the age that Perez is in, I don't think he's going to come back at 85 and saying, hey, guys, I'm back again. We need to move on from having to bring back the likes of Zidane into our team and Mourinho.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to get past that point and figure out how to take care of issues of our club for the future. And we need to realize the reality that we are one of the last walking dinosaurs as a football club in the way that it's run compared to the other guys. And for us to still be profitable and making and generating money as we are, obviously it's not sustainable. But at the end of the day, that president who's going to be running after Perez, he has.
I will say this. I will say this to ease everything up. I want Florentino to do one last thing before I say, dude, thank you, but you need to go now. Now you need to step aside. I want him to get this investment thing done, because I do believe we need to get an investor in. All right. I don't know if you've heard about this, but the investment, I think you have heard about it. Realmadrid are planning to sell a 5 to 10% stake of the club. Have you heard of this before?
Yeah.
Get that done, because that's going to be important, because we're going to need that in order to keep up with his stake clubs for the future. So get that done. Then, when that is done, step aside, let a new president take over. And I need that president to make sure that this Galactico stuff goes out of the window. And the only time you buy a Galactico, Marquitos, is only when it makes total sense. For example, Haaland. He would make total sense in this case. And not make stupid stuffs like David Beckham's, like Mbappe's. Make Galactico signings like a Cristiano Ronaldo, a Zizou, or in the future, if we do sign Haaland, someone like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I want him to build a team full of warriors. And I want him to take potential quality players from the Castilla, like some Nico Paz and these guys, and let the chemistry team be around them. Warriors, runners. That's what I want to see, personally.
I think the beauty behind the history of this club is that we have found it. Maybe it took a couple years. Maybe it took us a couple learning lessons to find a way to get back where the name is still respected across Europe and across the globe. And it's going to happen. I mean, we just got to trust that if we've done it for 120 plus years, we just hope that the legacy is carried on by the next generation of fans that are going to come and appreciate this club, and that they will keep that expectation and standard for this club.
I think
the people that are running it hopefully understand that that's the demand of the fan base, and no longer getting caught up on what the money is being generated, because I know that's a thing that they keep an eye out. But I hope that they keep the standard, the thing that is being demanded of them to keep this club.
And this is why, Marquitos, I keep saying, as much as I don't agree with with what these ultras ideologies are. As much as I don't agree with that, bro, the one thing I will give them credit for is how big is that they get what the standards are, bro. They get it. And that is all I'm asking Madridistas to have. I don't give a fuck if you're a local, if you're a tourist, if you're an overseas fan, bro. If you're going to support this club, I genuinely need you to understand what club you're walking into in terms of supporting. That is all I am begging you for. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you can't even understand that, bro, then what the hell is the point? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think a lot of them do know that, right? The problem is, it's just they're thinking of what they can get out of being part of Real Madrid.
And but they're trying to get a job at the club, and that's my that's the thing.
They know what they can get out of the machine of Real Madrid, right? The marketing, the brands,
the
accolades, the global recognition. You're going to get the media already because they're right there at the presser, ready to see who's the new signing. And even if you're a nobody, you're going to get some views, engagement, and all that. So the new generation players know this. They know what Real Madrid is, but like I said, there is a standard, and that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, in the post Perez era, we don't lose sight of that. But that's when it comes down to the demand of the fan base that have lived it through the darkest valleys under Perez, before Perez, during Perez, his first stint, the Calderon era, the second stint of Perez, and beyond. That we can survive, we can do it. It's just, like I said, I really believe that what really gets you all the way through here is what you do on the pitch, because that is what's memorable. That 7-year-old kid who went to go watch the game with his dad and watch them lift up a trophy is what's going to help this team live on for the next decades, because that kid's memory of watching what was on that pitch, maybe at that time he didn't know all the names, but he knew what they did on the pitch was win.
Exactly.
And that they witnessed those players who first started off with the white kit. It's muddy, it's sweaty, right? It's muddy, whatever it is, it's stained, but they worked for it, because at the end of the day, when they look up at that ring, scoreboard that's lifted up on that stadium, they see that they won.
Do you think the next generation? Do you think post Perez, when Perez leaves, do you think this will be? What is it? Do you think this will happen? Do you think that the fans will understand? Because I think fans will. I just think it's been too much success for people to not understand.
Sam, we're 123 years in. I think 23, 24. Brother, like, we're very fortunate. I know most people will clown on us that we chose Real Madrid to be our club, but
bro, I chose them in an era where fucking Barca were dominant, bro. 07, that was not an era you wanted to be a Madridista.
No, Barca was dominating. I get that. That's what I'm saying. Me too. But I was doing it when literally at the turn of the century. So like in the early 2000s, like really for me it was 98 when I started watching Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And but like I said, it will happen. I think that's the beauty behind this club.
It will.
It's just
I will never be worried about that, Marquitos. All right, because
that's what I'm saying.
Because this will pass on from generation to generation, but it's gonna pass on.
That's what I'm saying. Even if it's post Perez, I just hope that the demand and the likes of whoever's running the club understands the demands of what was passed on to the next generation. Which, like I said, I know my boys when they watch the games with me, they now know when they see a team in white.
Are they Madridistas, your kids?
Yeah. So I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. Listen, it's hilarious because I watch. I watch other games, right?
Yeah.
They automatically, when they see a team in white, they think it's Real Madrid. And I have to tell them, no, that's not Real Madrid. But they know that when they see a team in white, that's my team, right? But it's not Real Madrid, but they consciously see a team playing on a soccer pitch.
But that's the thing, Marquitos. I want people like that. That's up to your kids because they get it. But you drilled it into them from that young of an age. But I want these kind of people at the stadium, bro. Like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful.
It's there. It's there. It's just like I said.
It is there.
Once,
it is.
For example, me and you, I might be a bit older than you, but we're now the buying power, right? We can buy their kits. We can go to their games.
I'm a 22-year-old man, so
yeah, and I'm 35. So like at the end of the day, we're the buying power now in the market. We're the ones that can buy their kits, their merchandise, their memorabilias, because we can. Like we now can be spending money on that, right? It's going to come to a point where, our kids will get to that point, right? They'll have their money to spend. And that's the idea, is that you hope that the club sustains the outreach and engagement that those future fans, they might be fans when they're little kids, but when they got the buying power, that's when it's going to really matter if they have engaged those fans to the club to say, hey, buy into what we are, buy the membership.
Why do you think, Marquitos, look, this is why I keep telling you, bro, this is why I keep saying that this club is my life, because, brother, if I lived in Madrid now, Marquitos, every game, home and away game, bro, I'm there, and I will cheer them, and I will boo, and I will whistle, depending on how they're performing, and I will slag them off, bro, if I have to, for these guys to actually wake up and actually get a reality check and understand that, listen, mate, you're walking into one of the last dinosaurs when it comes to a serious institution, mate. If you're going to walk in here, you better perform. Do you get me? People think that I've been doing this, but I've had people in the comments, some people saying, you're doing this for attention. Bro, this is not for any of that, my guy. Do you get me? I could have been sitting here sucking off everything the football club does, but I'm not going to do that, my guy. Why? Because when I'm seeing serious issues, I'm going to address them. Yeah, I'm not saying this because I want the club to be harmed. No, it's completely the opposite. We're saying this because we love this club. Why? Because we get it. Bro, you get it. You get what it means to be a man. You understand the standards, bro. Bro, I get it. Yeah, how many times do I make videos on here? All right? Every day, every week, all right? Explaining stuff. Do you get me? How many times do you and I make spaces? Yeah, or we go into spaces, all right? And you know what's crazy, bro? These players, bro, they hear what we say. They hear everything that we say. The club knows who we are. They know who we are, bro. My pal Dave got an email from Madrid when he was on 500 subs. Yo, can you change your channel name, please? What, you think that's just a coincidence? Bro, these guys know who we are, bro. Do you get me? We're just sending a clear... No, but it's true, though, bro. We're sending a clear signal, bro. All right? It's getting passed on, but we get it, bro. We actually understand. All right? Don't take the piss out of us.
At the end of the day, like content creators, people that are out there doing this, and like I said,
but I'm not like them, Marquitos. Here's the thing: I'm not a content creator because I'm trying to get a job in Madrid. Look, my chance of getting a job in Madrid is over because of the way I speak, the way I cuss this club, the way I slag the players off, the manager, the president off, the board. Yeah, the way I've slammed some of these tourists up, bro. I'm never getting a job at the club, but I'm not even interested in that, Marquitos. It's not about that.
But even then, Sam. Look, and I know there's a lot of things that we don't agree in, right? But at the end of the day, everybody has the right to express what they feel, and you have yours, I have mine, and I think that's at the end of the day, the common denominator is we just want to see this club succeed.
Yes,
and at the best rate that we can. But I think ultimately, when it comes down to wanting to see this club succeed with whoever wants to come into this pitch and wear that kit, I think at the end of the day, we have an institution. That's why I think, like I said, if I'm worried about what the future looks like, I know someone, I forgot his name already, but I know he came up and kind of warned us of what it looks like. But I'm not too worried because at the end of the day,
no. And I get why Jolien says that because he's seen his club destroyed. Yeah, his club has been destroyed. I get that. But because our fans run the institution. That's the thing.
But the problem is, Real Madrid has been ahead of the game in the sense of how they run their club, even though they're still like a social-based club. Obviously, not the majority.
And even if the investors come in, Marquito, the social will still have the majority of the power.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is with that is, over there in that island, right? That that Vic likes to say, that peninsula. The thing is, they have come across the problem where their clubs are no longer fan-based ran. Like, they're just not for a long time. right? The moment the Premier League even became a thing, a lot of those clubs started losing the fans started losing a lot of power and say in their clubs compared to maybe some
the fans
teams
have no say anymore. No say.
So for us, like that's why I reiterate why we're one of the last walking dinosaurs across Europe in the way that the club is ran, is that we understand what the future brings. We know what the future is like. We had to survive in a way where we were still profitable in seasons that other clubs were hemorrhaging money. But that's why I say I believe that, yes, although we had a president who was behind that kind of helped us navigate through that, I'm not going to be afraid. Are we going to have rough seasons, rough years? Probably. But the beauty, like I said before, is it's the fan base that's going to try to keep that fire alive, is because it's what we've seen and tasted, that we've seen that we can achieve success, because it's going to be on the pitch that matters. If you get it done on the pitch, the money will come, the players will come, the sponsorship will come, because you're doing it on the pitch. And when you do that, that's where you'll find the success. And that's for any club. But the beauty is behind it is that we have a club that's 120 something years old now. And they were able to do it through the worst times, through watching your arch rivals lift up trophies while you're over there in the gutters. And we bounce back.
Bro.
And we're able to do that. So
and we have some different opinions on some of the stuff on some players and how some lineups, or if we think this player would be good for our team or that player, so forth. Yeah, that's cool. But one thing we have all unanimously have an agreement on is the standards and how this club is supposed to act. And look, I don't think the club will ever be allowed to have the socials bought out completely. That will never happen. And I'm fucking blessed that it won't. All right. But I want people, and this is what Mikey does. One thing I would say is very important, bro. Learn your history. Whatever club you want to support, bro, just learn your history. If you want to support Real Madrid, no problem. Like I said, bro, I couldn't give a toss where you're from. Like, I genuinely couldn't give a fuck. Do you get me? I have zero interest in where you're from. Like, I couldn't give a toss. But I want you to learn. But I want you to learn the history of Real Madrid. Do you get me? If you're gonna come to the stadium, bro, please make some noise there. All right. Try and create an atmosphere with the other Madridistas in there. All right. Boo them if they're not playing well. All right. Cuss them out if they're not doing what they're supposed to. Give them a reality check, bro. Like I said, Schalke 2014-2015 season. We beat them narrowly in the 2018, bro. We went through. What happened, Marquitos? Do you remember what happened in the Bernabeu? Boos, white handkerchiefs were out. And yes, some people are going to say that some of those guys were Ultra Sur members. That's cool. But I don't give a toss who you are anymore. I don't give a toss anymore who it is. I don't care if you're an Ultra Sur member. And actually, that don't matter because they just do not give a fuck. They will do that if you don't perform well. I don't care who it is. The only thing I'm begging you to do, start doing these type of stuff, bro. All right, which is why I say that I want more local fans and more passionate Madridistas in there than I want just tourists. Because these tourists, a lot of them, bro, are not even Madridistas. They're not. They're just there for a day out. And with all due respect, I don't want Santiago Bernabeu or Real Madrid to become an institution like that where you can just go in to have a day out. That is something Florentino has allowed, and that is not something I am proud of, bro.
I mean,
I want
the end of the day,
passionate Madridistas in there, bro.
And I get that, but I think there's also
and final thing as well, the generation coming through. But this is my message to you, and my kids' message as well, guys. Understand that this club is about winning. This club is not about anything. You have to win here, bro. All right. So if you're gonna support this club, all right, understand that what we're doing, we're not doing this because we think this is fun, and we're trying to get, be popular out there on the world and get some red carpet stuff. No, we're not interested in that, bro. I am not interested, and neither is my kids, bro. We just want this club to win. We just want this club to win, bro. This club is my life. It's my everything, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, my kid.
No. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and finish up. I gotta go. So
yeah,
I appreciate the thing. Like I said, I'll just finish with this saying about the match. It did point to me that these players are capable of competing. I just don't get why they don't do this week in, week out. And
I think you and I both know why.
The spotlight is on them. So Once again, they got a match coming up. If we see that standard drop off from what they showed against Man City, I don't care if it's Deportivo Alavés. You at this point cannot afford to be giving these stupid, poor performances like you did against Celta after coming from winning a game at the San Mamés and beating Athletic Club, who actually just came from drawing against PSG. So it's like, if you're capable, why are you slipping against teams that literally your bench team should go out there and beat them? But we have to be playing starters who still yet can't beat them. So there's a big problem there. And like I said, the blame goes to all of them, from the manager down to that last bench player. They need to figure that crap out. And I don't care what it is, but they need to figure it out soon. So this game, well, the other games put them on the radar, but for sure this one now showed me these players are able to run. These players are able to do something.
But they don't have the mentality to do it for every game. That's the issue.
If I don't see that kind of type of performance put out then at a Deportivo Alavés, then we got bigger problems, and then heads need to start rolling.
Heads need to roll. And frankly, that starts with these players before we look at the manager, but maybe him as well. Marquitos, bless up every time. Chad, bless up every time. All right, Marquitos, next week, podcast, you down?
I'll let you know.
Yeah, you've been busy, man.
Big up,
you've been busy, man. Nah, big up. Guys, big up everyone. It's going to redirect to Lee. Be safe, people. And we're going to talk to you next. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. Spam Lee gonna chat with Managerial Samurai. Until then, be safe and take care. Adios. Ciao. Alla Madrid.